now time for Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Enjoy the Grizzlies all season long here on 1550 Sporting News Radio. Grizzlies baseball is brought to you by these corporate partners: Carl's Jr., Community Medical Center, the Fresno Bee, Miller Brewing Company, Supercuts, Central California Blood Center, Hyundai, The Elbow Room, Xbox 360, David Sunflower Seeds, and Best Western. It's now time to head out to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Grizzlies, Doug Greenwald.
And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fresno Grizzlies baseball. I'm Doug Greenwald, coming to you live tonight. We're at downtown Grizzlies Stadium getting set for action. The visiting Salt Lake Bees and the hometown Fresno Grizzlies. Game 3 of this 4-game series, and so far Salt Lake has taken the first two, winning both games in their final at bat. Last night, a run in the top of the 10th inning, a 2-1 win. Darren Blakely, a one-out home run, which sealed the deal. And then the other night, Salt Lake comes back and wins 7-6 with a run in the top of the 9th inning. So although both teams are on opposite ends of the spectrum in the Pacific Coast League, the Grizzlies have played two pretty close games. But as the season has gone, well, the Grizzlies have lost both and come in with a league worst record of 37-59. They've dropped 4 in a row, 7 out of 10. And are 24.5 games back of first place Tucson. Meanwhile, Salt Lake, despite all its call-ups and all its roster changes, have stayed pretty much par for the course, 56-40, first place in the Pacific Northern Division, 3 games ahead of second place Tacoma. So game 3 of this 4-game series about to get underway tonight. Another hot, but tonight, clear night for baseball. And this evening, Salt Lake will send to the mound veteran left-hander Nate Bland. 3 wins, 3 losses for Bland, an ERA at 4.8. 23rd appearance and is 6th as a starter. And he'll be opposed by the youngster, right-hander Nick Pereira. Grizzlies' 6th start of the year for him, 1-2 this year with an ERA at 6.75. So game 3 here tonight. Come on out, 25-cent hot dog night, sponsored by Evergood Fine Foods, and it's also way back Wednesday for kids 12 and under, seniors 55 and older, and all military ID, or all military with a valid ID, get in for just $1. So that is tonight, and then tomorrow night it'll be Thirsty Thursday here at Grizzlies Stadium. $1 beverages through the first 5 innings, whether it be beer or soda. So a lot happening on this homestand. 2 more games with Salt Lake, and then Tacoma comes in for 5, including a doubleheader on Saturday night, which will commence at 6:05. Well, before the ball game tonight, I had a chance to sit down and talk to a man who's done a pretty good job as an outfielder for the Fresno Grizzlies this year, and that is center fielder Clay Timpner, his first year at AAA. But Clay's now been in the Giants organization for several years. And Clay will talk about the differences between AA and AAA, about his first appearance at Big League Camp this spring, and a little bit about where he is from in Florida. Comes from a small town called LaBelle, Florida, out near the West Coast, near Fort Myers. Clay Timpner, my guest on the Miller Lite pregame show, and we'll be back with Clay in a moment on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Brewery. How may I help you?
Hi. I was wondering if I could return my beer for a refund.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Well, it's not a big deal. I just bought a 12-pack for me and my friends, and I think they're defective. Like, they didn't have any taste, you know what I mean? Like, the beer didn't tasted like nothing.
And you want to go ahead and return those?
Well, let me ask you this. Does it ever happen where, like, the taste adder guy dozes off or something? Or, oh, my gosh, what if he was pulling a prank on us? That's brilliant. Because is there a guy named Pete who works there? Because I got a buddy named Pete who used to glue quarters to the floor to watch people try to pry him up. Hysterical.
Listen, sir,
Well, I'll tell you what. No, thank you very much. I'm just going to go get a 12-pack of Miller Lite instead. I appreciate your help.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the words Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long, the other side bald. We can call it the two sides of Todd.
Saving men from themselves. Supercuts. Every time.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
The News Grizzlies get set to play Game 3 of the 4-game series tonight with Salt Lake. And we're joined by Grizzlies center fielder Clay Tipner. And Clay, I guess it's been an interesting year for you. You went to spring training with the Giants and then started the year at AA. And so far I've gone back and forth between AA and AAA. But let's go back to this past March, getting a chance to go to a big league camp. What is something that you would take away from that experience?
Just being around the big league guys and learning what they do and how they get ready for games, and you know what they've done to get to the big leagues is basically one of the things I tried to learn and pick up, and just try to recognize what they did.
And, of course, getting a chance to work a little bit with Felipe Alou and getting into some big league spring training games. Who are some of the more experienced outfielders that took you aside? Certainly plenty to choose from up in the big leagues.
Well, worked with Jason Ellison a couple times, and Finley, and just worked with all of them, basically. And no specific one set me aside. You know, they all were willing to help and, teach you different things and little tips and stuff here and there. And it was a great learning experience.
One that you were able to take to AA with you this year, and we followed the AA team a little bit, and Travis Ishikawa's had a little bit of time this year in the big leagues, and Nate Sherholz had a good spring training with the big club. Darren McMahon's had a good spring training with the big club. But what can you tell folks a little bit about Nate Sherholz, because he's somebody that could be here in the near future?
Nate's a great athlete. He can left-handed hitter. He can hit with power, hit for average, and he has good wheels too, and can track down the ball in the outfield and has an unbelievable arm. He's all-around just good player.
And you mentioned good wheels in the outfield. You possess that as well, being in center field. What are some of the differences now that you've had a little bit of experience at AAA and AA between pitching at those two levels?
The pitching is pretty similar here. It seems like the guys are throwing more strikes, and you just got to be a little more patient and hit your pitch.
You grew up in the town of LaBelle, Florida, and I'm not too familiar with Florida, but you explained that it's close to Fort Myers, sort of on the west coast of the state. What is LaBelle, Florida like?
LaBelle, Florida is east of Fort Myers, and it's a small country town. Everybody knows everybody. It's between Lake Okeechobee and Fort Myers. There's really not a whole lot going on there, and it's basically a citrus town, and it's pretty small, 4 stoplights and nothing else there.
After your high school days, the Giants are able to find you at the University of Central Florida, and we know what a great baseball state Florida is, certainly with Florida and Florida State and the University of Miami, but UCF has turned out to have some pretty good teams. What drove you to Orlando, so to speak?
Well, I wanted to go to a big school, and I really didn't have many offers come out of high school, and they were really one of the first ones to come up that was big in state, and basically just offered me, and I accepted it, and enjoyed every moment I was there.
In Orlando, of course, the home of Disney and the Atlanta Braves during spring training. Where does UCF play, and how often did you get a chance to go to see some spring training games?
I never really, because we were practicing all during those times, so I never really got to see any spring training games. But the Braves were probably about 30 minutes from campus, and if I did have a day off, I would probably went and saw them, but I never got the opportunity.
I asked this to Daniel Ortmeyer, who grew up in a state that also possessed a lot of great football players. So does Florida. Did you play football in high school?
I played my freshman year, and then after that I decided to hang them up because I really wasn't the greatest football player, but wanted to put my focus all on baseball and see where it would take me.
And so far it's taken you to Fresno, and obviously hopefully much higher. And finally, I was asked this about guys who are somewhat new to Fresno. What are your thoughts on Grizzly Stadium?
Yeah, I love it. It's a very nice stadium, probably one of the nicest I've played in so far, and playing surface is great, and a little warm here.
Probably nothing like Florida warm. But Clay, we certainly appreciate the time, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Grizzlies outfielder Clay Tipner, back with Marno Mom.
Brewery, can I help you?
Hi. I just bought a 12-pack of your beer, and I think there's something missing in it. There's no taste in the beer. I mean, the bottles look normal, but
there's no taste?
Yeah, it tastes like fizzy water, the beer.
Okay.
So I was hoping maybe somebody in shipping could just hook me up with some flavor, like, I don't know, 12 packets of it, and I'll pay for shipping.
Sir, there's no flavor.
Is there like a flavor barrel or something? Or is there like a flavor distribution center in my neighborhood? I'll pick it up.
No, there's no center, but...
I'll tell you what. I got some Miller Lights here. That'll do the trick. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good day.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Miller Lite. With more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs. Miller. Good call.
For 12 ounces, Miller Lite contains 96 calories, 3.2 grams carbs, 0.9 grams protein, 0 grams fat. Bud Light contains 6.6 grams carbs. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
You're listening to the Valley's exclusive home all season long for Fresno Grizzlies baseball. 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
And back here at downtown Grizzly Stadium, Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Special thanks to Grizzlies outfielder Clay Temner for joining us tonight on the Miller Lite pregame show. Fun to catch up with Clay, a guy who I didn't know at all until he arrived here in Fresno this year, and appreciate him coming on. Now it's time to take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Supercuts. 25 locations in the Valley and growing. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for the store near you. For the visiting Salt Lake Bees, the first-place Bees, who come in at 56-40, 3 games ahead of Tacoma in the PCL's Pacific Northern Division. This is what they look like under manager Brian Harper. Leading it off and playing center field tonight is Curtis Pride. Batting second and playing second base, Casey Smith. Batting third and playing shortstop is Eric Ibar. Dallas McPherson is the designated hitter, and he bats cleanup. Mike Elward plays first base and bats fifth. Batting sixth and doing the catching, Jeff Mathis. Batting seventh in left field, Jason Espedo. In the eighth slot and playing third base, Adam Pavkovich. And batting ninth, the hero of last night's game for Salt Lake, right fielder Darren Blakely. So again, for the Salt Lake Bees, and before I mention their lineup again, on the mound tonight for Salt Lake, left-hander Nate Bland. So again, for the Bees and Brian Harper, the manager, Pride, Smith, Ibar, McPherson, Elward, Mathis, Espedo, Popkovich, and Blakely with Bland on the mound. For the hometown Fresno Grizzlies and manager Shane Turner, who come in last place, 37-59, 24.5 games back of first place Tucson. This is what their Supercut starting lineup looks like. Leading it off and playing right field is Jason Ellison. Batting second and playing second base, Kevin Franzen. In the third slot, playing third base, Michael Cervenak. Batting cleanup at first base is Lance Necro. Guillermo Rodriguez does the catching, and he bats fifth. Juan Melo hits sixth and is the designated hitter. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, Tomas De La Rosa. Batting eighth in left field, Jed Hansen. And batting ninth in center field, our pregame guest, Clay Tempner. On the mound tonight for Fresno, right-hander Nick Pereira. Ellison, Franz, and Cervenak. Necro, Rodriguez, Melo, De La Rosa, Hansen, and Tempner with Pereira on the mound. Again, your starting lineups brought to you by Supercuts. 25 locations in the Valley and growing. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for the store near you. That'll do it for the Miller Lite pregame show. When we get back, time to play some baseball on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
So, hey, Todd, you notice anything different?
Different how?
They're bigger. You know? Look.
What's bigger?
The breasts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Take off that top. Let me see.
All right. All right, what do you think? Yeah.
Huh? You're right. They're way bigger.
Yeah, they're 25% bigger.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I liked them the way they were before, but, hey, if you can get them larger.
Why not?
Exactly. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should go for the bigger breasts, too.
Oh, you think?
Absolutely. But just start with one, see how you like it.
One?
Or two. I mean, Bobby Kaczynski, he's got himself 3.
Bobby Kaczynski's got 3?
Well, he's a big man.
Are you serious?
It works for him.
Wow.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. with a 25% larger chicken breast than our original crispy chicken sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
What do guys want in a haircut? Well, Supercuts asks guys everywhere to write in and tell us just that.
So first up, we have Ron from Chicago, who wants a salon that has stylists who listen to him. Well, Ron, it's Supercuts. We're all ears.
Mark from Scranton, you may think you want a salon with wall-to-wall mud, but trust us, you don't.
No.
But Kevin from Cincinnati wants a salon that recommends the right products. Kevin, it's time to start healing at Supercuts.
And while we're at it, Paul from Austin, we know where you live, and now so do the authorities.
Supercuts, every time.
You found the only place in the valley to hear Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Your local sports leader, 1550 Sporting News Radio.
And welcome back to Fresno Grizzlies baseball. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. The visiting Salt Lake Bees and the hometown Fresno Grizzlies. The Grizzlies again home for another, let's see here, 7 games. That's right. We keep forgetting about the doubleheader we have with the Tacoma. That'll be a 6:05 first pitch at downtown Grizzlies Stadium. Again, a 6:05 first pitch. That'll be Saturday night here at the ballpark against Tacoma. A old-fashioned doubleheader, so on price to get you a couple of ball games. The San Francisco Giants today, a very, very important and exciting win today. They one time were down 6-1, end up coming back and winning by a count of 7-6. They were down by 2 going to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Ray Durham's 1-out, 2-run single enough to get the Giants a win. So San Francisco now it's 48-47, and that is a huge win, especially because the San Diego Padres are coming to town starting tomorrow night. The Giants, back-to-back, come from behind wins now against the Milwaukee Brewers. Giants right there in the thick of both the divisional and wild card race. 3.5 back of the divisional race coming into today, trailing San Diego. 3.5 back ties for second with LA. And the Giants coming into today just 2 back of Cincinnati in the wild card hunt. So a lot happening with the Giants, is always the case. So now a very big series before the Padres, the big series as the Padres come to town for 4. Other games this afternoon, the Oakland A's, a winner today over the Baltimore Orioles. So Oakland ends up taking 2 of 3 as the A's in that one beat Baltimore by a count of 5-3. So the A's have now won 3 out of 4 from Boston and end up taking 2 of 3 in Baltimore. I said 5-3. The A's won 5-1 today. 5-1, the A's win. Barry Zito, the winner, 10-6. He beat Chris Benson. First year with the Orioles, now 9-9. Eric Chavez hit his 15th home run for Oakland. Frank Thomas his 20th. And Milton Bradley hit his 4th home run for the A's, who come into tonight a half game ahead of the first place Angels. However, the A's pick up a game on the Angels. The 8-game winning streak over. Cleveland wins at Anaheim today, 6-4, behind Paul Bird. And as always, we'll get you caught up on the entire scoreboard later in the broadcast at about the 7th inning. Well, here we go from Fresno. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. First place, Salt Lake, comes in at 56-40, 3 ahead of Tacoma in the Pacific Northern Division. Fresno last place in the PCL's Pacific Southern Division, 37-59, 24.5 games back of first place Tucson. Curtis Pride, Casey Smith, and Eric Ibar to face the right-hander Nick Pereira, who is out of the windup in the right-hander's first pitch of the ball game. Fastball taken down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count. And we are underway in Fresno. 97-degree evening here in downtown Fresno. Pride waits, and the 0-1 from Pereira, high leg kick, and Pride looks at a breaking ball. Strike 2 on the outside corner, 0-2. For Curtis Pride, 326, 6 homers, 36 runs batted in. Appeared last night as a pinch hitter and was 0 for 1. Outfield around to the left as Pereira from the middle of the rubber kicks in the 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside to Pride, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Pride getting the start in center and getting the start as the leadoff man tonight because Reggie Willits was promoted to the big leagues after the game last night. The 1-2 on the way, and Pride looks outside, ball 2. And the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Congratulations to Willits, his second call-up this year. And in a sense, leaves a void. Normally we see Pride in either right field or left field. And normally not hitting leadoff. The 2-2 from Pereira, and Pride swings and taps one foul to the backstop. Count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Willits did not play today in the game in Anaheim. But nevertheless, he is back up in the big leagues, and he departs leaving 2 voids. The leadoff spot and center field. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch from Pereira, and Pride swings and grounds one foul third base side past his manager and third base coach, Brian Harper. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Over at first base coaching there, hitting instructor, former Angel Jim Eppard. For Pereira, he comes in, 1 win, 2 losses, ERA at 6.75, 6th appearance, all as a starter. Been here about a month after his call-up from San Jose. Working quickly is 2-2 on the way, and Pride swings and misses at a change-up for strike 3, and he is out. So 1 away to open the ball game, and that'll bring up the second baseman in Casey Smith. Time to strike out taste loss. Pick up a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite with half the carbs of Bud Light. So if you're tired of taste loss, go to PreventTasteLoss.com. Take the Miller Taste Test Challenge. Miller Lite is the official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. So here is Casey Smith, right-handed batter, and Pereira out of the windup. High leg kick delivers, swing, and a tapper toward the third. On the grass, Cervenak charges, throws quickly, and he gets Smith at first, and that is the second out. Here in the top of the first inning, Cervenak was positioned perfectly. He was on the lip of the grass and able to charge and get that high tapper. And that'll bring up the shortstop in Eric Ibar. The Salt Lake, no question, dominating the current season series, which right now stands at 8-2 in favor of the Bees. Grizzlies have lost 5 in a row to Salt Lake. Here is Ibar, and he drags a bunt foul back of the plate. And the count is at 0 balls and a strike. Fresno nothing. Salt Lake yet to bat. For Ibar, switch hitter, batting left-handed, .293, 5 homers, 29 runs batted in. Nick Pereira, just 23 years old, grew up in the Bay Area, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Went to USF, grew up a huge Giants fan. He is 0-1. Matt Ibar looks low, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Grew up in Cupertino, just north of San Jose. And as most of you know, and I just mentioned it, was promoted from San Jose, bypassed Double-A. His 1-1, and that is swung on and slapped fair past the third base bag, down the left field line, into the corner. Jed Hansen has to track it down. Ibar on his way to second base, and he'll pull in there safely with a stand-up double. First hit, first base runner for Salt Lake. Comes in the top of the first. Salt Lake nothing. Fresno gets the bat. And here is the designated hitter in Dallas McPherson. Pereira will not be 24 until September 22nd. Guy that is, I'd say, a Bay Arean through and through, although he did spend about 10 years living in upstate New York from age 3 to 12. Lived in Binghamton. That's really south central New York, about an hour south of Syracuse. Here is McPherson, left-handed batter, wide open stance, the DH tonight, and Pereira to the plate, misses high and in, ball 1-1-0. But after his time in Binghamton as a youth, Pereira moved back to the Bay Area, and then, to mention, went to college at the De Anza Junior College in Cupertino, and then up to USF. Was born in Fremont, which is also right in that region. 1 ball, no strikes. Pereira from the third base side of the rubber deals to McPherson, and he looks low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And Pereira, number 10 pick by the Giants last year. So a very, very quick ascension to Triple-A. Really in about 1 calendar year, he went from rookie ball to a Triple-A. 2 balls, no strikes. Taking off for third is Ibar. The pitch to McPherson outside, and Ibar will go in easily, standing up with a stolen base. So for Ibar, that is stolen base number 19. So he is at second, or he is at the third down. The count is at 3 balls and 0 strikes. Ibar now 19 for 28 in steal attempts. 3 balls, no strikes, and Pereira kicks and delivers. McPherson swings on the 3-0 and drives this one well. Hit left center field. On the run is Hansen. The left fielder can't get it. It's 1 hop off the 13-foot wall. Barehanded by Hansen on the lip of the warning track. McPherson cruises into second base with an RBI stand-up double. And Salt Lake has a run here on the top of the first. And we saw McPherson the other night go the opposite way into the left field bleachers for a home run. And tonight goes the other way for an RBI double for McPherson. That's run batted in, number 26. And a run home now for the Bees. And here is the first baseman, and Mike Elward. Right-handed batter. At .302, 4 homers, and 31 runs batted in. And Pereira again from the third base side of the rubber. Look back at second, and now deals, and Elward swings and grounds one off of Pereira, but it caroms to the shortstop, De La Rosa, moving to his left. Throw is low and not handled by Necro. Safe as Elward. McPherson gets as far as third, standing up. The ball was bounced to Necro from De La Rosa, and Lance had trouble coming up with that throw. And everybody is safe, and now Fresno pitching coach Trevor Wilson will jog to the mound and will more than likely tell Pereira, say, okay, just get it out of your mind. Don't worry about it and worry about the next guy. And Trevor often will tell a pitcher that. You can almost read when Trevor comes to the mound. Generally, it is after an error. De La Rosa, by the way, will be charged with the error. Now, Elward will go to first. McPherson moves to third. It's first error tonight for the Grizzlies. And charge De La Rosa with it, his 11th error this season. So that extends the inning for the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Salt Lake a run home here in the top of the first inning. And now Mathis digs in. And for Jed, the catcher, 294. I said Jed. Jeff Mathis, 294. 3 homers, 29 runs batted in. Well, McPherson at third, Elward at first, and Pereira kicks and deals, and Jeff Mathis takes a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. No balls at a strike to the former number 1 pick by the Angels in Mathis, who was taken right out of high school in Marianna, Florida, up in the Panhandle. 0-1 the count. Mathis wide open stance on the right side. Pereira deals, swing by Mathis on a drive towards center. Temner on his horse going back, and that ball is over his head. One hop to the green padded fence. McPherson scores. Brian Harper will stop Elward at third as a throw from Temner comes in toward shallow center, grabbed by the shortstop, De La Rosa. And 2 runs are now home for the Bees here in the top of the first inning. That is the third double of the inning. So Elward at third gives Mathis an RBI double. And for Mathis, run batted in, number 30. So 3 doubles here in the top of the first inning. All this starting with 2 out and nobody on the double by Ibar. So it's Ibar, McPherson, and Mathis all with doubles. And now here is the left fielder in Jason Espedo. Left-handed batter, and Pereira's pitch, fastball, high ball, 1-1-0. Espedo at 253, 2 homers and 11 runs batted in for the Chicago area product. Outfield well around to the left. Base hit right here to the outfield could add 2 more runs for Salt Lake. Pereira's 1-0, and Espedo looks down the middle at a strike, 1-1. Pereira, again, 1 win, 2 losses. His lone win was right here, June 24th against Colorado Springs. His last appearance was also against Colorado Springs on the road. His 1-1 on the way, and Espedo takes high, 2-1. That was a 6-5 Grizzlies win, although he did not figure a decision. He went 3 2/3 innings last Friday in Colorado. Allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, while walking 5 and striking out 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Pereira kicks and delivers, and a breaking ball taken for a strike on the inside corner, strike 2 to Espedo. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With the third baseman, Adam Pavkovich, waiting on deck. 2 runs home for the Bees on this 97-degree Wednesday night from downtown Fresno. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third, and Pereira's pitch, and Espedo swings, and he jams one foul up along the ground, first base side. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to remind all of you that Wednesday, August 23rd, it's going to be Faith Night here at the ballpark. It'll be a 7:05 first pitch against Sacramento. 5:35 p.m. concert, however. Again, Faith Night here at the ballpark, August 23rd. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch, and Espedo swings and misses at a fastball for strike 3. And he is out. Second strikeout for Pereira, but the Bees scored twice on 3 hits. There was an error and 2 left. And after half an inning on this Wednesday, Salt Lake 2, Fresno coming up on 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
Here at Hyundai's Proving Grounds, we subjected our Tucson and Santa Fe to a series of grueling all-weather trials. Now it's your turn to drive. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, a bold invitation to compare our award-winning SUVs to Honda and Toyota. With Hyundai, you get quality backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you save thousands. The versatile Tucson, the family-friendly Santa Fe. 2 more reasons to visit our best proving ground. Your Hyundai dealer. See dealer for limited warranty details.
Want to see a Grizzlies game up close and personal? Check out the new suite located next to the home dugout. Perfect for a group of 10 to 14 people, the dugout suite offers an unparalleled view of the game, a fully catered meal, and private waiter or waitress service at your seats. With the seats being closer to home plate than the pitcher, experience the game from the player's perspective. For more information on the dugout suite, please call 320-HIT or visit FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoB.com sports section. Visit FresnoB.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoB.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. Don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoB.com.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
Number 21, Jason.
We go to the bottom of the first inning, Salt Lake 2, and Fresno coming up to face the left-hander, Nate Bland, native of Birmingham, Alabama, 6'5", 210 pounds. Bland will face Jason Ellison, Kevin Franzen, and Michael Cervenak. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Salt Lake a 2-run advantage. And now Ellison digging in there. Jason through 4 games as a Grizzly, 7 for 17. Bland out of the full windup in his first pitch to Ellison. Fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 2-0 Salt Lake, bottom of the first. Bland stands right in the middle of the rubber, works out of the full windup and is 0-1 on the way, and Ellison takes that as low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned Ellison 7 for 17. That's a .412 clip. No homers, no runs batted in as a Grizzly. Third baseman Pavkovich even with the bag just off the line, and the 1-1 to Ellison runs inside, ball 2. And the count is a 2 balls and a strike. Well, the Grizzlies have played some pretty close games in this series, but unfortunately for Fresno, the way it's gone this year, not close enough. Back-to-back 1-run late-inning losses, the 2-1. Ellison a high chopper to third. Pavkovich waits for the ball to come to him. Throws it quickly to Elwood at first, and Ellison is out. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Salt Lake, and here is the second baseman, and Kevin Franzen. The Grizzlies manager is Shane Turner. He is the third base coach. And over at first base is the hitting instructor, Jim Bowie. So now Franzen stands in. Having a couple of hits last night. .321, 1 homer and 16 runs batted in. Pavkovich even with the bag, not too far off the line at third. Bland out of a full windup, and the pitch to Franzen runs low and in, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Bland, 3 wins, 3 losses, an ERA at 4.8. 23rd appearance, but for Bland, just his 6th start. Now into the rotation. Out of the full windup is 1-0. Franzen goes the other way on a fly ball foul right side off the top of the luxury suite area. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 Salt Lake. Bottom of the first inning. Bland originally in the Dodgers system, true definition of a journeyman left-hander. Is 1-1, and Franzen swings and drives this one towards center. Standing there in the sun is Pride, a couple steps to his right with the shades down, and Curtis makes the catch. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Salt Lake, and here is the third baseman, Michael Cervenak. Bland has been in pro ball since 1993. He's been in the Dodgers system. He's pitched in a couple of independent leagues. Been in the Mets chain. A little bit of time with the Astros. 1 year at the Iowa Cubs. Then spent all of last year pitching in Tijuana. That was after he was in spring training with the Mariners. So here is Cervenak, right-handed batter, and Bland out of that deliberate windup delivers a fastball high, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. 364 for Cervenak, 3 homers, 16 runs batted in, 5 hits in the series. Sporting a little mustache, the 1-0 on the way, and Michael takes it off, speed pitch high, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes, with Lance Niekro waiting on deck. Bland missed a couple of seasons, missed all of 99, missed all of 2001, various arm ailments. 2-0 on the way to Cervenak, and Michael a chopper foul third base side just over the Salt Lake dugout. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1999, missed that season after going collateral ligament repair surgery, ulnar collateral ligament surgery, and then missed 2001 after having Tommy John surgery on his left elbow. 2-1 to Cervenak, driven high in the air toward right center. This time, Pride far to his left and in the right center field gap. The center fielder, Curtis Pride, puts it away, and the Grizzlies are away in the first. Nothing across. We go to the second. From Fresno, it is 2-0 Salt Lake. 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering you a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with our baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Because when you stay any 6 nights with us through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. And save up to 20% off with our baseball fan race. Visit us today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. Remember, book the baseball fan rate and save up to 20%.
The 2006 Fresno Grizzlies aren't always playing baseball at Grizzlies Stadium. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Fresno Grizzlies, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at Xbox.com for more information.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Adam Pavkovich to lead it off as we go to the top of the second inning. 2-0 Salt Lake. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Pavkovich, Blakely, and then the top of the order for Pride. 8-9-1 to face Nick Pereira, whose first pitch to Pavkovich is inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0 Salt Lake. Top of the second, Pavkovich 249. 8 homers, 31 runs batted in. Outfield around to the left, medium depth. And Pereira's 1-0, and that is up and into Pavkovich. Has to back out of the way of that one. 2 balls, no strikes. And the Grizzlies tonight are really the Fresno Raisin Eaters. They're wearing the throwback 1906, just the jersey tops, the pants and the black socks stay the same. The 2-0 from Pereira, and that swung on and laced in the left field. A base hit for Adam Pavkovich. Pereira left that one up, and Pavkovich promptly ripped it on in the left field. So he is aboard, and here is the right fielder in Darren Blakely. But the Grizzlies wearing these uniforms at home on Wednesdays, Raisin Eaters spelled across the front. The old school button-down jersey, orange stripe down each sleeve. The white pants, black shoes, black socks, and the green caps. Salt Lake in the road black button-down shirts, B's spelled across the front in gold. Gold numeral on the back, gray pants, black shoes, black socks, with a gold cap and a black bill. Pitch to Blakely is high ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Blakely, the home run last night in the top of the 10th, which gave the lead to the Bees for good. It was his first homer with Salt Lake this year, 259, 1 homer, and 1 run batted in through his first 9 games. And Blakely did have a handful of home runs in the White Sox system this year, but not a guy who you would think of coming up in the 10th inning, really any inning, and hit one out. The number 9 batter. Outfield well around to the right, throw to first, and Pavkovich back safely with a dive. Pavkovich 3 steals. He's been caught 6 times. Salt Lake 2, Fresno nothing. Top of the 7th inning, or top of the 2nd inning. Salt Lake, a team which likes to run. 1 ball, no strikes, and Pereira to the belt. And the right-hander kicks and delivers, and Blakely jammed with this one, pops it up foul first base side, and into the Super View seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. Salt Lake 2, Fresno nothing. Top of the 2nd inning. Salt Lake, 3rd in the league in steals with 102. Actually tied for 3rd in the league in steals. Salt Lake at 102, Tacoma at 102. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, and Blakely runs up the bunt and takes high ball 2, 2-1. First in the league in steals, Nashville with 140, and then second in the league is New Orleans with 111. 2 balls and a strike to count to Blakely. Pavkovich at first, 2-0 Bees. Top of the 2nd inning. Pereira again from the third base side of the rubber, comes set. And another throw to first, and again back safely is Pavkovich. For Pereira, this is his first start at home since the 4th of July. Game in which he ended up losing 5-4. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Cervenak just back of the lip of the grass at third. And Pereira 2-1 on the way. Blakely takes strike 2 on the outside corner, 2-2. That game against Sacramento flirted with danger all night. Ultimately gave up a 3-run homer to Irambo Cachica in the 4th inning and left down 5-0. Grizzlies were able to rally for 4 runs, but just fell short. We've said that a lot this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Infield looking at turn 2. Pavkovich from first, and Pereira backs off the rubber. Still plenty of daylight here at Grizzlies Stadium, but just about the entire field in shadows right now. 2 ball, 2 strike. Pitch upcoming from Nick Pereira. Here it is, and Blakely swings and misses at a high fastball for strike 3, and he is out. So 2 down, or 1 down, I should say. 3rd strikeout for Pereira. Pavkovich holds at first, and now for the 2nd time tonight, the Salt Lake Bees will go to the top of the order for the center fielder, Nick Pereira, or for the center fielder, Curtis Pride, facing Pereira for the 2nd time. Pride struck out swinging to open the ball game. Pereira, who was born in 1982, was not even 4 years old when Pride began his pro career in 1986. Pereira to the belt, and now delivers, and Pride takes a fastball for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Reason why Pereira went 10 days without a start. Now, obviously, there was the 3-day All-Star break in that period, but he was not with the Grizzlies since he was sent to Pittsburgh to appear in the All-Star Futures game, which is the event held every Sunday before the Major League All-Star game. 0-1 on the way, and that's swung on by Pride and driven in the air into right center field. Ellison or Kempner, and it's going to be the center fielder, Clay Kempner, with his shades resting on the bill of his cap. And Clay makes the catch, so 2 down. Pride flies out to center. Salt Lake 2, Fresno nothing, top of the 2nd inning. And here is the second baseman, in Casey Smith. So Pavkovich, trying to get my piece straight here. Pereira goes all the way to Pittsburgh and doesn't even pitch. Was not used at all, was going to come out of the bullpen, but never got into the ball game. So here is Casey Smith, right-handed batter, and he takes a fastball outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Smith grounded to third base back in the 1st inning. Salt Lake 2, Fresno nothing. Top of the 2nd inning. Pavkovich still at first. Necro holds him on. And the 1-0 upcoming from Nick Pereira. Here it is, and Smith swings and misses at a changeup, strike 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ibar on deck. Well, not nearly as humid today as it was yesterday, to the point where we actually had some rain in the middle of the afternoon in Fresno in the summertime. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Pereira comes back, and Smith takes strike 2 on the outside corner, 1-2. It was overcast all afternoon, and, well, I felt like I was in the South yesterday, which where Casey Smith hails from Ashford, Alabama. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Not a terribly big lead. Hands on his knees as he leads. And the 1-2 upcoming from Nick Pereira on the third base side of the rubber. He kicks a now time called the last moment by tonight's home plate umpire, Paul Chandler. Steve Fritzoni is the first base umpire. And the crew chief is Brian Knight. He is the umpire at third. All three umpires are assigned by the Pacific Coast League. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count with 2 out. 2-0 Salt Lake, top of the second inning. 97 degrees at first pitch here in downtown Fresno. And Pereira ready to go again, and the 1-2 on the way. From the right-hander, there goes Papkovich. Smith swings and lifts one high and foul right side. And into the hands of one of the spectators. Good catch right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, folks, coming out tonight, 25-cent hot dog night. And the Grizzlies' very own Matt Blankenheim, our director of stadium operations, director of event operations, will be participating in the hot dog eating contest. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Big hole in right center. Papkovich doesn't go this time. Smith swings and grounds this one into right field, a base hit. Papkovich will stop at second. Ellison, the right fielder, up with the ball. And Smith is aboard for the first time. So first and second out for Salt Lake. Bees 2, Grizzlies nothing. Here is the shortstop, and Eric Ibar. Now, the person that Matt will be competing against in the hot dog eating contest is Michael Butler, one of the security attendants here. And I told Matt that I like Michael's chances of winning that hot dog eating contest more than I do Matt's. Now, here is Ibar. Double and a run scored back in the first inning. He got that 2-run rally started with 2 out, nobody on, with a double, and then scored on the double by McPherson, who waits on deck. Runners at first and second, outfield well around to the left. And Pereira looked back at second base, now kicks and deals. And Ibar swings, slaps this one onto the right field, a base hit. Brian Harper is going to wave Papkovich to the plate. Ellison mishandles the ball in right. Papkovich scores standing up. Going to third, standing up is Smith. And Ibar aboard with his second hit. Now 3-0 Salt Lake. They'll give Ibar a single and a run batted in. And for Ibar, it's his 30th run batted in. No error charged to Ellison. Papkovich was going to score anyway, and Smith was going to go to third regardless. A single and an RBI. So now all 3 Salt Lake runs tonight have come with 2 outs. And much like the other night in that 7-6 win, 5 of the 7 runs came with 2 outs. And here is the first baseman, and Mike Elward. I'm sorry, here is the DH in Dallas McPherson. Elward is on deck. McPherson an RBI double in the first inning. And now he swings and misses at a changeup from Pereira, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Now already 6 hits tonight for the Bees. Pereira in his last outing gave up 5 hits in 3 2/3 innings in Colorado Springs. No balls, 1 strike. Runners at the corners, and now Ibar thought about taking off for second. Pereira faked the third, stepped off the rubber, and thought about going behind Ibar to the first baseman, Necro, but stopped. And Ibar fortunate right there that Pereira did not throw over. And the count holding at no balls and a strike to McPherson. Wide open stance from the left side, and the pitch to Dallas. High fastball swung on a missed strike 2. And the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. Lights are on here at downtown Grizzlies Stadium, despite being plenty of daylight above and beyond. Grizzlies Stadium, built back in 2002. No balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 out. 3-0 Bees, top of the second, and Nick Pereira now steps off the rubber. McPherson, despite being on rehab, trying to get his back healthy. No question, is no stranger to Salt Lake. 67 games with Salt Lake in 2004. 14 games with them last year. 0-2 on the way, a pitch out, nothing happening. Count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. McPherson was considered was named the Sporting News Player of the Week. Sporting News Player of the Year for minor league baseball in 2004. The pitch on the way with the runner Ibar going is popped up. Back of the plate and out of play. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned McPherson, having gone to school at the Citadel, which is a military institution in Charleston, South Carolina. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 3-0 Salt Lake. Here in the top of the second inning. Again, runners lead at first and third. And Pereira now will once again step off the rubber. Citadel is a little different than the other military institutions. You are not required to go into the armed forces after graduation. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch with Ibar going. McPherson swings and foul tips it into the glove of the catcher Rodriguez for strike 3, and he is out. 4 strikeouts for Pereira, but Salt Lake adds another run on 3 hits. No errors and 2 left. We move to the bottom of the second inning. 3-0 Salt Lake. 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Is proud to support Little League Baseball throughout the San Joaquin Valley. During the 2006 season, they're giving 3 Babe Ruth League teams the chance to win a private 2-hour clinic with Grizzlies players. Cal Ripken Division teams in Fresno and Kings County, Districts 2 and 3, Rookie Division and higher, can enter to win by collecting David Seed's UPC symbols from .75-ounce packages and larger. Each UPC is worth 1 point, with the teams that collect the highest point total by May 31st winning the baseball clinic. Other prizes include autographed Grizzlies merchandise, tickets to an upcoming game, David ball buckets, and seeds. No purchase necessary. Contact your Babe Ruth League president for official contest rules.
This week, before your busy schedule becomes even more hectic, the Central California Blood Center is asking you to please take just an hour of your time and donate. This time of year, emergency room usage often rises due to recreational accidents and additional travel and vacations. We need your help to assure a strong blood supply is ready if needed. Please call 559-224-2900 and ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. Your gift of life can make all the difference for patients in Valley Hospital.
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. Salt Lake 3, Fresno nothing. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Again, the series concludes tomorrow night. A 7:05 first pitch against Salt Lake. It'll be Thirsty Thursday here at downtown Grizzlies Stadium. So a chance to come on out, enjoy 12-ounce beverages through the first 5 innings. $1 12-ounce beers, $1 12-ounce soda. Again, to the first 5 innings tomorrow night here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. Look forward to seeing you. And then Tacoma comes to town on Friday. Now, Lance Necro, Guillermo Rodriguez, Juan Melo for 5 and 6. Face the left-hander Nate Bland, working with a 3-0 lead. And Necro to start it off. Right-handed batter, wide open stance from the right side. Bland out of a full windup in his pitch to Necro, and Lance swings and fouls one at the plate, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Salt Lake with 2 in the first, 1 in the second. 3-0 advantage. Now Necro been with the Grizzlies for 4 games this year, 294, 5 for 17, a couple of homers, 3 RBIs. And Bland to the plate, misses outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike to Lance Necro. Outfield well around to the left, just a few specks of sun still out in center field. The 1-1 pitch to Lance, misses outside, ball 2 from Bland. And the count is at 2 balls and a strike. Again, Bland, very brief big league time, 22 games with the Astros in 2003. But other than that, it's been all as a minor leaguer. Out of the windup, the full windup, 2-1 pitch, and Necro swings and misses at a fastball. The outer half of the plate, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Bland, mentioned, grew up in the Birmingham area. And originally was in the Dodgers system. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Bland pairing into the catcher Mathis Winds in his pitch, and Necro swings and drives this one high and deep to left center field. Espedo going back. He will turn and watch it go. Home run, Lance Necro. And it's 3-1, Salt Lake. Now, Necro's third home run is a Grizzly this year. His other two were in one game. That was June 28th when he was on rehab in Sacramento. Now, Necro had 4 homers with the Giants this year, now 3 with Fresno. Here is Guillermo Rodriguez, and he looks at a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Outfield well around to the left, and Bland comes home, and Guillermo takes low and in. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Guillermo at 289, 2 homers, and 6 runs batted in. Big hole in right center for Guillermo. Out of the windup is Bland, and the pitch on the way. Rodriguez takes outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now, the home run allowed by Bland is the 60 is issued this year, and primarily has worked out of the bullpen. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Bland peering into the catcher, Jeff Mathis, out of the windup deals, and Guillermo swings and misses at a breaking ball. That is a strike, and the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bland's last start 5 nights ago at Sacramento, he got the loss. Went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 of which was earned. Walked 1, struck out 6. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way, and Guillermo swings, and foul tips a breaking ball into the glove of the catcher Mathis for strike 3, and he is out. 1 away for strikeout for Bland. Salt Lake 3, Fresno 1, and here is the designated hitter in Juan Melo. Score a free Fresno Grizzlies ticket at any participating Carl's Jr. Pick up a Grizzlies 2 for Tuesday coupon and redeem it for a free ticket when you buy 1 for any Tuesday home game. For the best charbroiled burgers, the name of the game is Carl's Jr. Here is Juan Melo, and he looks outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Now, the Grizzlies able to play American League affiliates this week. Juan Melo will get more playing time as the DH. The 1-0 to Juan, breaking ball taken for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Melo, switch hitter, will bat right-handed, 248, 3 homers, and 18 runs batted in, all as a Grizzly. Field well around to the left, and Bland's 1-1, and Melo swings and misses at a breaking ball down and in, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes for the shortstop, Tomas De La Rosa on deck. Salt Lake 3, Fresno 1, here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. See the pool in action tonight out behind center field. The 1-2 to Juan, low and in, ball 2, 2-2. See the kids splashing around there. Feel pretty good to be calling a game from there tonight. The Wildwood Oasis swimming pool. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count with 1 out. Big hole in right center. And Bland out of a full windup from the middle of the rubber delivers, and Melo chops this one past the mound. Shortstop Ibar to his left scoops it up back to the second base bag, and he throws out Melo at first. 2 away here in the 2nd inning, the bottom half. 3-1. Salt Lake out in front, and here is the shortstop in Tomas De La Rosa. So Salt Lake right now in the midst of playing a lot on the road. 16-20 away from Franklin Covey Field. They'll have 5 straight series in 5 different locations. Sacramento, Fresno, then home. Play Tucson, then go on the road, and we'll go to Memphis and Nashville. Here is De La Rosa, and the pitch to Tomas from Bland, misses low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Bland's a guy who's not going to blow it by you. Fastball between 85 to 88, but spots his pitches well. 1 ball, no strike pitch to Tomas, and he swings and lifts this one in the air towards center. A couple steps to his right. The center fielder Pride is there to make the catch. Grizzlies out of the 2nd. They get a run on the homer by Necro. 1 hit. No one left. We move to the 3rd. It is 3-1 Salt Lake. 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Ka-ching, 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 cash. Ka-ching.
Want to turn that car, that antique chair, that certain had-to-have-it, but now a hated gadget into quick cash? You can do it with a classified ad in the Fresno Bee.
Nothing like quick cash. Take it up and in no time flat. The Bee
unwanted items into quick cash with a little help from the B classified ads. With just one call to 442-4442, you can reach nearly 500,000 B readers. Then get ready for that phone to start ringing.
Now you know just what to do. Call 442-4442 to get quick cash.
Turn the things you don't want into something you do. Quick cash. Call the B Classified at 442-4442 and place your ad today.
If you're looking for a night of upscale hospitality, then look no further than the newly renovated Owner's Suite. The Owner's Suite is the largest suite available at Grizzlies Stadium and can hold up to 30 people for your next meeting, company gathering, or special occasion. Equipped with private waiter-waitress service, upscale menu options, a flat panel television, and a bumper pool table. Call 320-HITS to reserve your priority date. You can also see photos and pricing information at FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
Mike Elward starts the top of the third, 3-1. Salt Lake, and the first pitch to Elward is lined right through the shortstop. Tomas De La Rosa, one pitch, one out here in the top of the third inning. De La Rosa just took one step to his left and made the grab. One away here in the top of the third. Salt Lake, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Fresno, 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error. And here is the catcher, and Jeff Mathis. Elward, Mathis in a Speedo, 5-6-7. And so now Mathis, RBI double back in the first inning. Out of the windup, Pereira, and his pitch to Mathis, fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Mathis, 23 years old, turned 23 at the end of March. The 0-1 on the way to Jeff, swung on and ripped past the diving third baseman Cervenak to his left. And on in the left field, a base hit for Mathis. That's his second hit tonight, now 2 for 2. Salt Lake with 7 hits and a 3-1 lead. And here is the left fielder in Jason Espedo. Left-handed batter, runner at first base, Mathis. Necro holds him on. And Pereira through the plate for Espedo, who swings and misses at a slider, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Espedo struck out swinging in the first inning. In the Giants, an afternoon game against Milwaukee today, and we'll tell you how they did later in the broadcast. Espedo, a tapper off home plate, grabbed on the grass by Necro, an underhand toss with Pereira going over, and Pereira catches the ball with his bare hand, steps on first in time to get Espedo 2 down. Looked like Necro possibly could have had time to backpedal and tag out Espedo, but instead flipped to Pereira, and a good play right there, sort of at an awkward angle. But that is the second out, and here is third baseman Adam Pavkovich. So Mathis moves up to second now. 3-1 Salt Lake, top of the third inning. Pavkovich a single and a run scored in the second. Right-handed batter. And the first pitch upcoming from Nick Pereira. Here it is. And a breaking ball taken for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. We already mentioned how the Giants did in the pregame show, but if you weren't listening on the pregame, shame on you. You're going to have to wait till the 7th inning, and then I'll tell you how the Giants did. No balls, 1 strike to count. Outfield around to the left, and Nick Pereira look back at second. Now delivers a breaking ball outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giants do have a huge series coming up against San Diego. Giants coming into today tied for second with LA. Both teams 3.5 back of the first place Padres. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pereira delivers, and Pavkovich takes a slider low, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pavkovich played his college baseball at the University of Alabama. We're up in the Tampa region. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pereira, who went to school at the University of San Francisco, deals, and Pavkovich takes just outside, ball 3, and the count is now at 3 balls and a strike. Pavkovich was an 11th round pick by the Angels in 2003. A guy who has not yet been to the big leagues, but primarily has been at Salt Lake the last couple of years. Big hole out in right center field. 3 balls and a strike to count. Mathis from second, and the pitch to Pavkovich, breaking ball outside, ball 4. So he draws a walk. First base on balls allowed by Pereira. Salt Lake 3, Fresno 1, top of the third. Here is Darren Blakely. The Fresno Bee is offering internet access for just $12.95 per month. Sign up for a full year and pay just $10.95 a month. You can sign up at FresnoBee.com or call 1-800-910-0233 and receive 2 free tickets to a Fresno Grizzlies home game. Here is Blakely. On the pitch to Darren, breaking ball from Pereira, taken for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Blakely struck out swinging in the second inning. Outfield well around to the right for Blakely, who grew up in Pensacola, Florida, up in the Panhandle. The 0-1 upcoming from Pereira. Here it is, and Blakely looks low and in. Ball 1-1. We got a lot of Southern boys in this Salt Lake lineup, specifically Floridians. When you look at Elward, Mathis, Pavkovich, and Blakely, that's 4 of the 9 batters from Florida. You could really go down this whole lineup of the players who are from the United States. They're from the South. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second, and Blakely swings and fouls one at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You have Pride, who grew up in Virginia. Smith, who grew up in Alabama. McPherson from North Carolina. Elward from the Tampa area. Mathis from the Panhandle of Florida. Pavkovich from the Tampa area. Blakely from the Panhandle. And tonight's starting pitcher, Nate Bland, from Birmingham. The only American not from the South in the lineup tonight is Espedo. He's from the Chicago area. And then you have Ibars from the Dominican. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Pereira look back at second, deals to Blakely, who takes inside ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We talked about the large pipeline of talent from Florida that has been signed by the Angels and signed as high draft picks, whether it be Mathis or Casey Kochman, for example. Greg Jones, the closer for Salt Lake. He's from the Tampa area. 2-2 pitch, swing by Blakely. Towering pop-up left side of the diamond. The shortstop, De La Rosa, halfway between second and third. And Tomas, the shortstop, makes the catch. No runs, a hit to left. We move to the bottom of the third. It stays Salt Lake 3 and Fresno 1. 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
I couldn't swallow. I had frequent heartburn, and that always hurts. I found out I had GERD. GERD. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. So I went to a free 1-hour seminar to learn treatment options. And all those changes that could help. Community medical centers. It could change your life.
Call 459-2229 to attend a free seminar that explains options for treating GERD. That phone number again is 459-2229.
Fans, don't forget to check out the Coca-Cola Kids Zone located in both the Tulare and Inyo plazas at Grizzlies Stadium. Take some swings in the batting cage, scale the rock climbing wall, or get a chance to win an authentic Major League Baseball jersey at the Mojo Speed Pitch. 8 attractions await you, including an inflatable maze and obstacle course. The Coca-Cola Kids Zone is your source for entertainment away from the field during the 2006 season.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXTX, Sporting News Radio.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. Salt Lake 3, Fresno 1. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Again, tomorrow night here at the ballpark, final game of this 4-game series, 7:05 first pitch. Thirsty Thursday. 12-ounce beverages all night long. Let me repeat, 12-ounce beverages for the first 5 innings. $1 beer, $1 soda. And that'll be tomorrow night for Thirsty Thursday. 7:05 start against Salt Lake. And then Friday night, Tacoma comes to town, and we will see the Rainiers for 5, including that doubleheader. That'll be Saturday at 6:05. Jed Hansen leads it off, right-handed batter, and the first pitch to Jed from Nate Bland, who's taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Now Hansen, Timpner, and then the top of the order for Ellison, 8-9-1 to face Bland. Has a 3-1 lead to work with. Bland out of a full windup in his 0-1 pitch, and Hansen looks inside. Ball one, 1 ball, 1 strike. For Jed Hansen, 246, 6 homers, 25 runs batted in. Outfield deep and around toward left. Bland out of the windup, it is 1-1 on the way, and Hansen swings and drives one foul down the left field line. Strike 2, and the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jed Hansen, a man who had a chance to sit next to on the plane coming back from Denver the other night. Easy 2-hour flight back, and Jed and I were talking about Chad Santos, who he knew in the Royals organization. Chad now up with the San Francisco Giants. The 1-2 on the way from Bland, and Jed takes outside, ball 2, 2-2. And both elated for Chad Santos, who on Sunday in his first big league at bat picked up a single against the Phillies' Raul Cormier. And then Chad the next night against the Brewers picked up another hit. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch from Bland, and Hansen takes just outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Jed has been there. He's had some big league time with the Royals, and obviously he'll never forget his first big league hit. Did so as a Kansas City Royal back in 1997 off David Wells. Did it at Yankee Stadium. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch, and Hansen broken. Bat tapper toward third. It caroms off the glove of Pavkovich, picked up by Ibar, the shortstop. His throw not nearly in time to get Hansen. And Jed is safe at first. Literally and figuratively a broken play right there. Hansen jammed with it, left with just the handle of the bat. The meat of the bat caromed out toward the third base. Pavkovich had to contend with the bat and the ball. And Jed Hansen will get credit for an infield single. So he is aboard. Second hit for the Grizzlies tonight, who trail 3-1. And here is the center fielder in Clay Timpner. Salt Lake 3, Fresno 1. Bottom of the third. Now Timpner digs in and want to compliment Clay along with Grizzlies infielder Tim Hutting, Grizzlies catcher Justin Knadler, and last night's starting pitcher Matt Palmer on a community effort today. First pitch to Timpner, and Clay looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. All of them participated in the Grizzlies baseball camp that's being held this week, Wednesday through Friday, right here, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So they were all up early and teaching the fundamentals today. Different station, I guess, for all the kids. Timpner assisting with the outfield, Hutting the infield, Knadler catching, and Matt Palmer, who really put on a clinic last night. 7 shutout innings starting for the Grizzlies. All assisting with the clinic today. And, of course, Grizzlies manager Shane Turner, along with pitching coach Trevor Wilson and hitting coach Jim Bowie, all out early today. The 0-1 on the way. The breaking ball is outside, ball 1, 1-1. You know, it's something that Shane enjoys, getting to teach kids how to play baseball, whether it be, as Shane likes to refer to his group of Grizzlies as his kids, but just the community in general. I know Shane will teach base running. The 1-1 on the way from Bland, drops down sidearm, and misses outside to Timpner, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, the clinic will continue tomorrow and Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Kids ages 6 to 12 right here at Grizzly Stadium. Clay Timpner, 280 through 27 games as a Grizzly. No homers, 7 runs batted in. 2 ball, 1 strike count upcoming from Bland. Broken bat again out toward shallow center. A little looper that's going to fall in for a base hit. Hansen will stop at second. He had entertained thoughts of trying to get to third, but he will stop at second. And now the Grizzlies with a threat. Broken bat, back-to-back singles. Well, the Grizzlies will take it. 3 hits now for Fresno. Salt Lake 3, Fresno 1. And now here is the top of the order for the second time in Jason Ellison. He is 0 for 1, grounded to third base back in the first inning. Possible bunt situation. Espedo on the Pavkovich on the lip of the grass at third base. Elward the same at first, and Bland delivers, and Ellison looks low and in. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And still some daylight here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. There's well out in the distance, considerable cloud cover. But for the most part, the weather much more Fresno-like today without the humidity than it was yesterday. Big hole in right center field for Ellison. Wide open stance from the right side. Nate Bland, high leg kick deals. Ellison swings, ground ball right back up the middle. Center field, base hit. Shane Turner is going to wave Hansen to the plate. Price throw is going to go to third. Tebner in safely standing up. Ellison will go to second standing up. Hansen scores standing up. Everybody standing up. 3-2. Salt Lake. Now give Ellison an RBI single to center. Tebner goes first to third. And then Ellison on the throw to third goes to second base. So single to center RBI, second on the throw. Ellison's first RBI as a Grizzly this year. And now a 3-2 advantage for the Salt Lake Bees. Still nobody out. 3 straight singles off Bland. And here is the second baseman, Kevin Franzen. He fly to center field back in the first inning. Infield is back at this stage of the game, more than happy to give the Grizzlies the run in exchange for an out. Salt Lake 3, Fresno 2, home half of the third. And Nate Bland kicks and delivers from the set, and Franzen looks at a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Mentioned Bland, been in a couple of independent leagues. 1999 in the Northern League in Sioux City, Iowa. And then 2002 in Chico in the Western Baseball League. The 0-1 on the way, and that swung on and lifted high and foul right side by Franzen, 0-2. Now the big story last night at Kansas City, the great Negro League star Buck O'Neil at age 94 participated in the Northern League All-Star game, got to have, I guess you could say, a ceremonial intentional walk for both teams. He was traded from one team to the other right after his first plate appearance. 0-2 the count. Franzen trying to at least get a fly ball deep enough. The 0-2 pitch, and Kevin swings and might just do that. A fly ball toward right center. Drifting far to his left into the right center field gap is Pride. Center fielder makes the catch. Tebner tags from third. He'll score easily standing up. Ellison moves to third standing up. And the Grizzlies have tied the game. Franzen comes through. Sacrifice fly. And a run batted in. RBI for Franzen is his 17th. His second sack fly with the Grizzlies this year. So we have a 3-3 game here in Fresno. 1 out. Infield will remain back with Ellison at third, and here is Cervenak. They fly to center field in the first inning. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. Here in the bottom of the third inning. And Nate Bland from the set delivers, and Cervenak swings and fists one high in the air, foul down the right field side, out of play with the first baseman Elward giving chase. No balls, 1 strike. Well, anyway, Buck O'Neil has been a great ambassador for baseball, and specifically recognizing the great Negro League stars. And Buck wasn't necessarily the best Negro League player of all time, but has been a tremendous, as I said, ambassador to the game. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch on the way from Bland. Cervenak grounds this one to first. That will not get the run home. Elward up with it. Will look Ellison back to third and step on the bag to get Cervenak 3 unassisted. So 1 down, or 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3, and here's the man who got the Grizzlies on the board, and Lance Necro. But Buck O'Neil was the first black coach ever hired by a major league team. The Cubs signed him as a coach in 1962, but really was known for his work in Kansas City for the Kansas City Monarchs. Here is Necro, and Lance takes high for a ball, 1-0. From 1948 through 55, managed the Kansas City Monarchs, led them to 5 pennants, and to 2, what they called back in the Negro League days, Black World Series. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Outfield well around to the left as Bland delivers. A Necro, a chopper foul third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a large reason why, aside from the fact of his great baseball knowledge, that the Cubs signed O'Neil as a coach, because one of the players he managed in the Negro Leagues was Ernie Banks. One of the last Negro League players, along with Hank Aaron, for example. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bland kicks and delivers. And Necro takes low and in. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. But Buck O'Neill still, obviously still alive, but born in 1911. And a man who I got to meet about a handful of years ago at a banquet in Stockton, and what a true gentleman. The 2-1 on the way from Bland, and Necro takes outside ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. But O'Neill not only managed in Kansas City, it's where he still lives, hence being invited to that game last night in Kansas City. But that's also where the Negro League Hall of Fame is, in downtown Kansas City, a place I've still not been. I'm talking about the Hall of Fame. 3-1 on the way, and Necro at ground ball foul third base side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And hopefully, I realize Major League Baseball does not run the Cooperstown Hall of Fame. It's 2 separate entities. But hopefully O'Neill will get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. It is amazing to think he's not in it for all the work he has done. And again, I'm not saying that he should be in as a player. I'm saying he should be in as an ambassador to baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff pitch to Necro, and Lance swings and misses at a changeup for strike 3. And he is out. Second strikeout for Bland. The Grizzlies tied up 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. We move to the 4th. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
So, I had lunch with Susie yesterday at Carl's Jr., and I have to say, the breasts are noticeably bigger. No. Oh, yeah. I was pretty surprised by the increase in size. How much bigger were they? Well, I'd say at least 25%. You measured them? No, but it was pretty obvious. Wow. Now, so I said, Susie, am I seeing things, or are those bigger breasts? You did. Oh, I did. And she didn't even flinch. No, she just smiled and said her husband loves them. Well, what guy wouldn't? Uh-huh. Well, then she said my husband would probably love them, too. She did not. Yeah. And then she took off the top to show me how big they were. Right there? In Carl's Jr.? Yeah. And I have to be honest. I've never laid eyes on a bigger, plumper, crispier chicken breast in my life.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
Listen up, Grizzlies fans. Here's your chance to score free tickets to see your Grizzlies in action and get low-cost internet access at the same time. The Fresno Bee is offering internet access for just $12.95 per month. Sign up for a full year and pay just $10.95 a month, and you still get all the perks, including 5 email addresses and unlimited internet access. Call 1-800-9100-BEE or go to FresnoBee.com to sign up today and receive 2 free tickets to a Fresno Grizzlies home game.
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
You're listening to the Valley's exclusive home all season long for Fresno Grizzlies baseball. 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
We move to the top of the 4th inning. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3, and Curtis Pride to lead it off for Salt Lake. Facing Nick Pereira, whose first pitch, the right-hander misses outside for a ball. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the Salt Lake order up for the 3rd time. Pride, Smith, and Ibar to face the right-hander Nick Pereira. Third baseman Cervenak even with the bag, and Pereira's 1-0 on the way, and Pride a tapper towards second, charged by Franzen, gloves it. And an easy overhand toss to Necro at first. Gets Pride 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. And here is the second baseman in Casey Smith. Right-handed batter, 1 for 2. He singled to right field back in the 2nd inning. Facing the right-hander and Nick Pereira. Jumping 2 levels up from San Jose to Fresno this year. Out of the windup, and his pitch on the way to Smith misses outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Pereira in San Jose this year, 7-1, an ERA at 2.06. The 1-0 on the way, and a breaking ball misses low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Down in the 13 games with San Jose, all as a starter, and primarily has been a starter in his very brief pro career. 2-ball, no strike pitch on the way to Smith. And Casey takes a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. 14 games last year at Salem Kaiser. 9 as a starter. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Ibar waits on deck. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. The 2-1 on the way to Smith outside, ball 3. And the count is now at 3 balls and a strike to Casey Smith. Played his college baseball at Troy University, that is in eastern Alabama. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Out of the windup, Pereira, and the pitch on the way to Smith. Casey, a chopper foul down the third base line. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Angels had a prospect named Tom Gregorio, who's now with the Rangers organization, a catcher. He played his college ball at Troy. Been about 8 or 9 players who've come out of there to the big leagues. 3-2 on the way, and Smith swings and lifts one high in the air into left field. Hansen in a few steps, waiting for it, looking into the twilight, and Jett is there. They'll make the catch, 2 down. Here in the 4th inning, the top half, Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. And here is the shortstop, and Eric Ibar. Finishing our thought on Casey Smith. He's not been to the big leagues, but probably the most notable players out of Troy State, now known as just Troy University. Mackie Sasser, former Fresno Giant, when the Fresno had a Cal League team. And Mackie later went on to play with the Giants, primarily the Mets. Here is Ibar, and he looks low and in, ball 1 from Pereira. 1 ball, no strikes. Then Danny Cox, who is really known for his time with the Cardinals back in the mid-1980s, a pitcher. Later went on to play with the Phillies, Pirates, and Blue Jays. He, too, went to Troy State. Pitch to Ibar, the 1-0, and that is inside, ball 2. And the count is now at 2 balls and no strikes. Ibar 2 for 2 tonight. Double and a run scored in the first, an RBI single in the second. Pereira working quickly in his 2-0 pitch, and Ibar swings and fouls him back toward the Superview seats left side. 2 balls, 1 strike. That looks to be a good crowd tonight for 25-cent hot dog night here at Grizzlies Stadium. One of the more popular promotions around minor league baseball. 2-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball low to Ibar, ball 3. And the count is now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3, top of the 4th. Dallas McPherson waits on deck. And Pereira out of the windup in his payoff pitch, and Ibar takes just outside, ball 4. So he draws a walk. Second walk issued by Pereira in this 3-3 contest. And that extends the inning for the designated hitter, Dallas McPherson. Hey, Grizzlies fans, the Central California Blood Center needs your help to assure a strong blood supply is ready if needed. Please call 559-224-2900. Again, 559-224-2900. And ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. So now McPherson stands in, an RBI double and a run scored in the first inning. Ibar, the runner at first base, stolen base earlier tonight, now 19 for 28 in steal attempts. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3, top of the 4th inning. Doug Greenwald with you from Grizzlies Stadium on this 97-degree night, at least it was at first pitch. There goes Ibar. The pitch to McPherson taken outside. Go to second base is out of time. Ibar just slides in safely over the attempted tag by the shortstop, Tomas De La Rosa, came over to take the throw on the second base side of the bag. So Ibar, now 20 steals this year, 20 for 29 in steal attempts. And the count is at a ball and no strikes to Dallas McPherson. They were talking about earlier having gone to school at the Citadel. And I mentioned there is no military obligation after your 4 years in school. The 1-0 on the way to McPherson changeup. Swung on a missed strike, 1-1-1. And I've had a chance to visit the Citadel about a year and a half ago. Not on a recruiting trip, by the way, but happened to be in South Carolina and went over to Charleston for a few days and saw what Citadel looked like. Beautiful campus. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Pereira to the plate. McPherson takes low ball 2, 2-1. And asked an employee over there what the military obligation was, and the gentleman said to me, there is none. You, for 4 years, have to go through strict military-like regiments, but after that, you're all done. You don't even go into the reserves. And the same thing at the VMI, Virginia Military Institute, which is really the rivalry of the Citadel. Same idea. 4 years of very strict, physical, rigorous training, but after that, you're free to go, unlike the Army, Air Force, or Navy, where you do have to serve after your 4 years. McPherson, meanwhile, backing out of the box. 2 balls, 1 strike to count with 2 out. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. Top of the 4th inning. Ibar the go-ahead run at second. And the pitch to McPherson. Dallas takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Citadel, certainly not known as a baseball school. But McPherson, in addition to him going to school there, a former Montreal Expo, and a guy we've seen with Sacramento over the past few years, Britt Reams, went to school at the Citadel. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ibar from second base, and the pitch from Pereira. McPherson swings and misses at a breaking ball for strike 3. And he is out, and so are the Bees. 5 strikeouts now for Pereira. No runs, no hits, and a runner left. We move to the bottom of the 4th. It is Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
This dining invitation is for those of you who have never been to Fresno's favorite restaurant, the Elbow Room. First, we probably should say welcome to Fresno, because if you haven't enjoyed the pleasure of lunch or dinner at the Elbow Room, you are probably new to town. The Elbow Room is where friends meet friends, whether it's a business lunch, watch a game, enjoy a beverage, or celebrate that special occasion. The Elbow Room is famous for its casual dining, outstanding menu, unsurpassed wine list, plus a staff that caters to your every need. They even have a kids menu, so bring the whole family. The Elbow Room serves continuously from 11 a.m. till midnight, and on Sundays until 9. The temperature-controlled covered patio is a dining oasis. Your table is waiting at the Elbow Room. Alm and Chaw in Fresno's Fig Garden Village. Why not enjoy the Elbow Room tonight? Call 227-1234 now for reservations.
Here at Hyundai's Proving Grounds, we subjected our new Sonata to a series of brutal tests. But the ultimate test is your test drive. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, a bold invitation to discover Sonata, the mid-size sedan with 6 standard airbags, standard electronic stability control, and America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. So before you pay thousands more than you have to on a Camry or a Ford, visit our best proving ground, your Hyundai dealer. Safety belts, so warning. See dealers for limited warranty details.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
Guillermo Rodriguez to lead off the bottom of the 4th for Fresno. We have a 3-3 ball game. Fresno and Salt Lake, Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And Guillermo Rodriguez, Juan Melo, Tomas De La Rosa, 5-6-7. Face Nate Bland, whose first pitch to Guillermo, and that is taken inside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Rodriguez tonight struck out swinging. That was back in the 2nd inning. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3, Bland's 1-0, and Guillermo broken bat. Looper toward first. McPherson far to his right, Elward, the first baseman far to his right, about halfway between first and second. Makes the catch. What's about the 3rd or 4th broken bat we have seen tonight. And Rodriguez is out. Now 0-for-2. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. And here is the designated hitter in Juan Melo. Special thanks tonight to Hometown Buffet for providing tonight's press box food. Hometown Buffet is located right here in Fresno on the corners of Shaw and Marty. Come on into the Hometown Buffet for a hot, ready-to-go meal the family will enjoy. First pitch to Juan Melo, and he takes low and in, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Melo grounded a shortstop in the 2nd inning. Outfield well around to the left, and Nate Bland out of the windup delivers, and Melo looks low and in. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Mitch and the Grizzlies a chance to use the DH now for about a week. All the games against Salt Lake, the 4 of them, and then the 5 games we'll see Tacoma. Bland's 2-0, and he just stopped right in the middle of his windup. Well, no harm done, nobody on base. If somebody had been on base, it would have been a balk. 2-0 the count, Malo waiting. And Bland back down to the full windup in the 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 3. And the count is at 3 balls and no strikes. And the Grizzlies have lost 4 in a row. Last 2 of the Colorado Springs series, first 2 of this series. 3-0 pitch on the way from Bland, and that sails way outside, ball 4. So Malo draws a walk. And that is the first walk issued by Nate Bland tonight. It comes in this 3-3 ball game. And here is the shortstop, Tomas De La Rosa. The Grizzlies had a chance to win the first 2 games of this series. And then that heartbreaking loss last Saturday, where they were 1 out away from winning in Colorado Springs and lost on the 3-run homer by Carlos Rivera with 2 out in the 9th. Here is De La Rosa with Malo at first. The pitch to Tomas is taken for a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. De La Rosa fly to center field back in the 2nd inning. Malo, the runner at first base, 2 steals. He's been caught twice. Pavkovich even with a bag to stop the line at third. Outfield around to the left. 0-1 the count. Bland a high set position. Now we'll throw to first and back safely standing up is Malo. Salt Lake coming into the night, first place in the Pacific Northern Division. 3 ahead of first place Tacoma. No balls, 1 strike to count. Bland another throw to first and back safely standing up again is Malo. Salt Lake team that came to the last weekend of the season last year with a chance to go to the playoffs and didn't, with Tacoma winning out, and it looks like those 2 teams will battle again for the PCL Northern Division title. There goes Malo. The pitch to De La Rosa. Ground ball right field to the hole between first and second base hit. Malo will continue to third. So the hit and run beautifully executed right there. The second baseman Smith had to move over and cover second in case of a play. And De La Rosa just simply poked the ball into right field. So give Tomas a single. And the Grizzlies in business with runners at the corners with 1 out. And here is the left fielder in Jed Hansen. Hansen had an infield single back in the 3rd inning. A 2-run third, a broken bat infield single, and scored on the single to center by Jason Ellison. And now Jed trying to at least get a fly ball deep enough right here. Fresno 3, Salt Lake 3. There's been no action in either bullpen tonight. Outfield well around to the left. Malo at third, De La Rosa at first, and Nate Bland look over at first base, now deals, and Hansen swings and pops one up foul right side. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Well, Salt Lake has had considerable success since their most recent inception in the PCL back in 1994. And I can understand why the likes of the Twins and Angels stack their ball clubs in AAA. No ball, 1 strike count. The pitch to Hansen, swinging a high fly ball toward right center field. Should be deep enough to get a run home. Drifting over his pride, the center fielder makes the catch. Tagging from third is Malo. He'll score easily. De La Rosa holds at first, and the Grizzlies have taken now a 4-3 lead. Second sack fly tonight for the Grizzlies. Franzen has the other. RBI for Jed Hansen is his 26th. Second sacrifice fly of the year. So 4-3 now, Fresno, 2 out. Man at first, here is Blake Timner. But the Bees had playoff action in 1995. I say the Bees, they were actually the Salt Lake Buzz then when they were with the Twins. Here is Timner, single to center in the 3rd inning. And a throw to first. De La Rosa back safely standing up. And they had back-to-back playoff appearances in 1999 and 2000, 2002. And then last year came within a couple of games of winning the division, but could not. And at first by De La Rosa. Elwood plays in front of him, and the pitch to Timner popped up foul left side. No balls and a strike. But 1995, the Salt Lake Ball Club, then a Twins affiliate, lost in the PCL championship in the fifth and decisive game in the bottom of the ninth to Colorado Springs. No balls, one strike. De La Rosa from first, and now a throw over by Bland, and De La Rosa back safely standing up. Fresno 4, Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Salt Lake, just about every year, has been 500 or better. No balls, one strike. And Bland to look over at first. Now deals, and that swung on and found the backstop, strike two. And the count is a no balls and two strikes. We go back to 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, which was clearly their best team. They went 90 and 53. And I say the best team, that was in terms of regular season. Did not win the championship. No balls, two strikes. And Bland to the plate, and Timpner swings and a broken bat grounder. Stoley hit towards second. Smith plays back on it, throws to first just in time to get Timpner to retire the side. The Grizzlies get a run, one hit, one left. We go to the fifth. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
What do guys want in a haircut? Well, Supercuts asks guys everywhere to write in and tell us just that.
So first up, we have Ron from Chicago, who wants a salon that has stylists who listen to him. Well, Ron, it's Supercuts. We're all ears.
Marge from Scranton, you may think you want a salon with wall-to-wall mud, but trust us, you don't.
No.
But Kevin from Cincinnati wants a salon that recommends the right products. Kevin, it's time to start healing at Supercuts.
And while we're at it, Paul from Austin, we know where you live, and now so do the authorities. Supercuts, every time.
Ka-ching, 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 cash. Ka-ching.
Want to turn that car, that antique chair, that certain had to have it, but now a hated gadget into quick cash? You can do it with a classified ad in the Fresno Bee.
Nothing like quick cash. Make it happen in no time flat. The Bee can sell it just like that. Quick, 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 quick cash.
Turn your unwanted items into quick cash with a little help from the Bee classified ads. With just one call to 442-4442, you could reach nearly 500,000 Bee readers. Then get ready for that phone to start ringing.
Now you know just what to do. Call 442-4442 and get quick, 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 quick cash.
Turn the things you don't want into something you do. Quick cash. Call the Bee Classified at 442-4442 and place your ad today.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
On to the top of the fifth. 4-3, Fresno over Salt Lake. Greenwald with you on 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio. Mike Elward, Jeff Mathis, and Jason Espino. 5-6-7 to face Nick Pereira, whose first pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. 4 runs, 5 hits on air for Fresno, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. Elward is 0 for 2, and Pereira's 0-1 pitch, and he misses outside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. We're talking last inning about Salt Lake and this current franchise, which only twice has had records under 500. Again, this franchise has been in existence, this current franchise, since 94. Well, 1-1 on the way, and Elward swings at fouls on the plate. Strike 2, 1-2. And I've mentioned all of the playoff appearances for Salt Lake. There have been 4 of them, 1995, 99, 2000, and 2002. But no championships. That's one thing I did not mention. There haven't been any. The 1-2 on the way, and that's tap foul to the backstop. Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The last time a Salt Lake team made it to the championship, won a championship in the PCL, 1979, when they were an affiliate of the California Angels, as opposed to their current Anaheim/LA Angels, Orange County Angels, whatever you want to call them, Angels. And the man who managed Salt Lake in 79 had to turn out to manage in the big leagues for many years, Jimmy Williams. A 1-2 pitch to Elward, up and in, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Salt Lake, in terms of Pacific Coast League championships, have won 3. 1979 and then 1971, also with the Angels. He managed by Del Rice. The 2-2 pitch upcoming, and that is a breaking ball outside, ball 3, 3-2. And then in 1959, Salt Lake won a Pacific Coast League championship. Team that was known as the Salt Lake Bees under manager Larry Shepard, who later became pitching coach of the Giants. 3-2 pitch on the way, and Elward looks low outside, ball 4. So he draws a walk, and a good start for Salt Lake here in the top of the 5th inning. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. And here is Jeff Mathis. He is 2 for 2 tonight, an RBI double. And base hit to left field, a single. A runner at first base, Elward. And Pereira's pitch, swing by Mathis and a high fly ball to left. Hanson camped underneath it. Jett is there, and he makes the catch. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. And here is the left fielder, Jason Espedo. When the Fresno Grizzlies are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox 360, the official game console of the 2006 Fresno Grizzlies. They're talking about Salt Lake and their championship in 1971, a team managed by Del Rice, a guy who spent many, many years in the major leagues, about 20 years a big league player. Pitch to Espedo, tapped foul into the Fresno first base dugout, 0-1. Del Rice was an all-star back in 1953 and had played in the World Series of the Cardinals in 1946, and then with the Milwaukee Braves were the only World Championship team the Braves had, Milwaukee Braves had in 57. The 0-1 on the way, and that is a high tapper foul first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. But Del Rice, guy that finished with just over 900 hits, played with the Cardinals, Braves, and then bounced around toward the end of his career with the Cubs, the Orioles, and then finished with the Expansion Angels back in 1971. Runner at first base, Elward. Not a very big league. Pereira to the plate, then a fastball upstairs to Espedo, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Del Rice was a catcher. And in more of a backup role, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Infield looking to turn 2 at Pereira. Well, now time called the last moment by home plate umpire Paul Chandler. Outfield deep and around toward left for Espedo. Began the year at Double-A Arkansas. 0 for 2 tonight. Elward at first base. And Necro holds him on. The 1-2 from Pereira. Fastball outside. Ball 2. And the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Elward this year is a B, 1 steal. He's been caught 4 times. Big hole in right center field. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And Pereira from the third base side of the rubber kicks and delivers, and a big changeup swung on and missed, strike 3. Espedo well out in front of it. And he is out 2 away. 6 strikeouts now for Pereira. And that adds to his Grizzlies tie this year. And here is the third baseman, Adam Pavkovich. He is 1 for 1, a single and a run scored. He's also walked tonight. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3, here in the top of the 5th inning. Third baseman Cervenak back of the bag and off the line. And the pitch on the way from Pereira. Swing by Pavkovich, drives this one towards shallow left. On comes Hanson, has to plant on a hop and a base hit. So Elward up to second base. Pavkovich now 2 for 2 tonight. Third time he has been on. 8 hits now for the Bees, who trail 4-3. And here is the right fielder in Darren Blakely. Blakely is 0 for 2. He has struck out swinging, and he has popped a shortstop. But now it looks like the Grizzlies are going to get action going in the right field bullpen. And it looks like left-hander Eric Threets. Now Elward at second, Pavkovich at first. And now Pereira deals to Blakely, who swings and misses at a high fastball. 91 miles an hour, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and a strike. And Blakely, second tour of duty with the Angels. I remember seeing him in 1999 when he was in Lake Elsinore, which was then an Angels farm club. 0-1 to Blakely outside for a ball. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck, the top of the order, and Curtis Pride. Likely tremendous base stealer then, a guy that still has not been up to the big leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now field medium depth straight away as Burr deals, and Blakely swings at a towering fly ball out of the right field, not terribly deep. Ellison comes jogging in, lines it up, and the right fielder, Jason Ellison, puts it away. And the Bees out in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Halfway done tonight from Fresno. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
She wanted a baby.
We wanted a baby.
We tried.
Oh, boy, we tried.
Counted days.
Added up minutes.
Charted the moon.
The tides.
And then I realized.
You realized?
We needed
help.
So I said, let's go check out the Community Fertility Center.
After I mentioned it about 100 times.
I was really impressed that community medical centers have the only level 3 fertility center between Sacramento and L.A.
I explained level 3 is the best.
Well, the fact Community Fertility Center's been around since 1985, has a state-of-the-art embryology lab, and top specialists made them the only choice.
My only choice.
There's a lot more information at valleystork.org.
Yeah, you know how to turn on the computer.
Hey, I know how.
I'm just glad diapers aren't made with pins anymore.
Do something different for your next big event. Take your group to a ball game at Grizzlies Stadium. Whether it's a family gathering, birthday party, company outing, or a night to reward your school, church, or Little League team, group outings at Grizzlies Stadium are unforgettable. Enjoy the Miller Pavilion with a pregame catered picnic and field-level seating. How about a pool party above the center field wall? Or share an upscale night of hospitality in a luxury suite, including access to the exclusive 600 Club. For more information, call 559-320-HITS or go to FresnoGrizzlies.com. Fresno Grizzlies Baseball. Get into the game.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
Arizona 6, the Dodgers 0.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Halfway done tonight in downtown Fresno. It's Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And the top of the Fresno order up for the 3rd time now for Jason Ellison. He'll be followed by Kevin Franzen and Michael Cervenak. Face the left-hander Nate Bland, who is out of the windup in his first pitch to Ellison. This is outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Ellison an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Grizzlies scored twice in that 3rd to tie it and added a run in the 4th to take the lead. Bland's 1-0 and Ellison swings it. Rips one toward short and to his left eye bar. The ball goes under his glove and on into a left center field, where it's eventually picked up by the center fielder Pride. So Ellison is aboard at first base. And here is the second baseman and Kevin Franzen, who is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Ellison, the runner at first base. Jason, 1 steal in his return to Fresno, has not been caught. Elward plays right in front of him and off the bag. Ellison a little bigger lead this time. And Bland kicks and delivers, and the pitch is low, ball 1 to Franzen, and the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Apparently the shortstop in Ibar is going to be charged with an error on that ground ball by Ellison. That's the first Bees error tonight. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. Bottom of the 5th inning. Street still warming for Fresno in the right field bullpen. And Bland been in from the start. Look over at first base, and now an easy toss over. And back safely standing up is Ellison. And the Grizzlies home through next Monday. And then we will head to Round Rock for the first time. Right in the heart of Central Texas. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Franzen to ground to third. Could be 2. Hafkovich to the second baseman. Smith for 1 on the first. Double play. Nicely turned. 5-4-3. Double play. 2 out of nobody on. The 7th double play. Franzen is grounded into as a Grizzly this season. Just like that. 2 out of nobody on. Fresno 4. Salt Lake 3. And here is the third baseman and Michael Cervenak. Also head to Albuquerque on that road trip. as we will resume in less than a week now. Hard to believe, interleague play again in the Pacific Coast League. Here is Cervenak. He's 0 for 2. Bland out of the full windup in his pitch to a Michael fastball taken for a strike on the inside corner. And the count is a no balls and a strike. Cervenak stands right in the middle of that right-handed batter's box. Outfield well around to the left, and the 0-1 on the way from Bland. Cervenak takes a fastball outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Probably will see threes in the top of the 6th inning. Still been warming. The 1-1 on the way, and Cervenak swings and pops this one up. Out in the shallow right field. Smith goes out. The second baseman can't get it. Cervenak on his way to second, and he'll make it safely with a slide. That was similar to the double last night in the bottom of the 9th, or the bottom of the 10th by Guillermo Rodriguez, or by De La Rosa, I should say. Ball that was very solidly in toward right. The second baseman Smith went out for it. The right fielder Blakely came in, and Smith all turned around out there, just missed at the last moment. And he's going to be charged with an error. So Cervenak reaches on a 2-base error, so he is at second base. That is the second error of the inning. Smith, despite him going in a semicircle to try and line himself up with the ball out in shallow right, looked like he had still gotten there in time and missed the baseball. So Cervenak at second base. Here is Niekro 1 for 2, a solo homer back in the second inning. And Bland kicks and delivers, and Lance takes low, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3, bottom of the 5th inning. And the Bees have beat up on the Grizzlies this year, 8-2 for Salt Lake against Fresno. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Lead at second by Cervenak, and the pitch to Niekro, and Lance takes in the dirt, ball 2. And the count is at 2 balls and no strikes. And this is not quite the same Salt Lake team we've seen this year, with Howie Kendrick now up in the major leagues, the fine young hitting outfielder, second in the league in hitting. The PCL, that is, at .369 coming into tonight. Nick Gorneau has missed about a month with a fractured left patella. Fastball to Niekro, and that is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. And then you look at Gorneau, and it's a production that he departs from this ball club, or he leaves with this ball club, 59 RBIs. A guy that has tremendous power, but he's not in the lineup, and certainly not quite the numbers, but nevertheless the Bees have been able to pull out a couple of wins in this series. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cervenak from second, and Niekro is swinging a chopper foul third base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still strange to look down at Salt Lake. So used to seeing them wear those red uniforms, those cherry red tops. And now with the new nickname, the Bees, obviously adopting black and gold, hence the color of a bee. They look a lot like the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Bland, and Niekro swings and fouls into the backstop. Count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fresno 4, Salt Lake 3. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, there have been a couple of errors for Salt Lake, but double play ball hit into by Franzen, erased one of the runners, and now Cervenak, who reached on a pop-up, not handled by the second baseman Smith, is at second. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count, and Bland again ready to go. A 2-2 on the way, and Niekro takes just outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now we'll see Salt Lake one more time after this series. That will be mid-August. We'll head to northern Utah. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 out. Cervenak from second. And Bland with his left foot planted in the middle of the rubber now backs off the rubber, takes off his gold cap, wipes off the perspiration. Complete darkness here in Fresno now on this Wednesday night from the Valley. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Cervenak from second, pretty good size lead. The payoff pitch, and Niekro swings and drives this one deep to left field. And this ball is high off the wall. In the score comes Cervenak. Niekro on his way to second, and he is out with a slide. But the run counts as Cervenak scores before the tag play at second on the seldom seen timing play. And it's 5-3 now. Fresno. They'll give Necro a single to left and a run batted in. And he is out at second, 7-4. The left fielder Espedo to the second baseman Smith. But again, the run counts. And the Grizzlies score 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, and nobody left. We go to the 6th. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 3, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
Live in the South Valley? Then make sure you check out today's Fresno Bee to find out more South Valley and Visalia area news coverage than ever before. Local columnist Lou Griswold gets the stories behind the story to find out what's really going on in the South Valley 3 days a week. Every day, the Bee delivers the most in-depth coverage of area schools and local sports stories important to South Valley residents. We're your paper every day. To subscribe, call 1-800-877-3400.
The 2006 Fresno Grizzlies aren't always playing baseball at Grizzlies Stadium. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Fresno Grizzlies, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at Xbox.com for more information.
Grizzlies fans, check out the completely renovated team store located on the main concourse across from Section 121. With several new merchandise items to choose from and flat panel televisions showing the game, don't miss a pitch as you prepare to dress in style. Be sure to stop by during each homestand for the item of the week. You can also purchase new Grizzlies gear online. Just go to the team website, FresnoGrizzlies.com. The Grizzlies Team Store. Get your Grizz on!
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Eric Threets is the new Fresno pitcher as we go to the top of the 6th. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 3. Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And the top of the order up for the 4th time now for Salt Lake and Curtis Pride, whose first pitch is taken low inside from Threets all the way to the backstop, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Pride, Smith, and Ibar face Threets. Stands 6'5", 240 pounds. He'll be 25 in early November. Threets' 36th appearance, all out of the bullpen. 1 win, 1 loss, with ERA at 3.22. Pride tonight is 0 for 3. He has struck out, flied out, and grounded out. Threets 1-0 pitch, and Pride takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now field well around to the left. So Nick Pereira, 5 innings tonight, and now turns it over to the bullpen, the 1-1. Fastball up and into Pride, ball 2. And the count is at 2 balls and a strike. 5 runs, 6 hits, an error for Fresno. 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. Nobody warming in either bullpen right now. As Threets with his dreadlocks hanging out the back of his green cap deals with a fastball low to Pride. Ball 3, and the count is now at 3 balls and a strike. You know, the last thing that Threets wants to do here, walk the leadoff man. And now falls behind Pride at 3-1, and the next pitch fouled off left side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Final line tonight on Nick Pereira, the Grizzlies starter. He went 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch on the way, the payoff, and Pride swings, laces this one on the left field, and a base hit. So a single to left by Pride. He is aboard to start the 6th inning. 9 hits now for the Bees. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 3. Here's the second baseman in Casey Smith. Supercuts is the innovator of quality affordable haircuts. It's now offering quality affordable color services for the whole family. Add some highlights to your hair at Supercuts. So now Smith stands in. He's 1 for 3, single to right field in the second inning. 5-3 advantage for Fresno. Top of the sixth. Threets delivers, and Smith, the tying run, looks at a fastball in the inside corner for a strike. And the count is a no balls and a strike. And feel free to join us. We're online tonight. Grizz Radio at AOL, Grizz. Grizz Radio at AOL. You can email us or instant message us. No balls and a strike to count. Pride outstanding speed at first. Necro holds him on. And Eric Threets delivers, and Smith rips one in the center field, a base hit. Threets just fired one in there, and Smith ripped that 96-mile-an-hour fastball on in the center. And he is on for the second time tonight. Here come the Bees. First and second with nobody out. And here is the shortstop, and Eric Ibar, and he'll represent the go-ahead run. I'm talking a lot about the Oakland A's this week. And Oakland's had a pretty good road trip. Took 3 of 4 in Boston. Took 2 of 3 in Baltimore. So 5-2 so far against teams from the American League East. And now they'll head to Detroit for a weekend series. Pitch to Ibar and low and in, ball 1-1-0. Now the A's and Tigers just met in Oakland a couple of weeks ago. A's took 2 of 3. And the Tigers being put to the test now. I think a lot of people still doubting Detroit. Understandably, coming into the night, the Tigers against the elite of the American League, other than themselves. I guess that's an obvious statement. I'm talking about the White Sox, Yankees, and Red Sox. 3-11 against those teams. And as always, we'll tell you how the Tigers did in their game tonight. 1-0 on the way to Ibar is high for a ball, 2-0. But nevertheless, the A's not only having a good road trip, but individuals having a good go of it of late. Mark Kotze, I read, was the American League Player of the Week for the Athletics. With 2-0 on the way to Ibar, swing, and a high drive left center field. On the run is Hanson. That's well over his head. One hop to the wall. This should tie the game. Pride will score. Smith on his way to the plate, and they both score standing up. A 2-run double for Eric Ibar, and a 5-5 game now here in the top of the sixth inning. Now that did not take very long for Salt Lake to retie this ball game. And I realize it was not a leadoff walk which started the inning, but when you fall behind 3-1 and then 3-2 and allow a base hit, it's almost the same thing as a leadoff walk. And I realize that Pride still had to earn his way on, but still he was in good position to do so. And that set up the single by Smith, the 2-run double by Ibar that now has 3 RBIs tonight. And for Ibar, now it gives him 32 this season in AAA. He is now 3 for 3. Still nobody out. And here is the designated hitter in Dallas McPherson. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5, and now McPherson's job is to try and get Ibar up to third base. Ibar now 7 RBIs this year against Fresno. Now here is McPherson, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball from 3, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Well, anyway, Mark Kotze, in his 4-game series with Boston, hit .556 with 3 doubles, 5 RBIs. Lead at second by Ibar, the go-ahead run. The 0-1 pitch, McPherson waves weakly at a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Something that I found that was hard to believe regarding Mark Kotze, the first time he has ever won a weekly award honor. And it's the first by an Oakland player this year. 0-2 pitch on the way, fastball outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The National League Player of the Week went to a pitcher. Chris Carpenter of the Cardinals, named National League Player of the Week for the week ending July 16th. Pitched a 2-hit complete game against the Dodgers. Fastball to McPherson, swung on and missed, strike 3, and he is out. Third time McPherson has struck out tonight. 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. Here's the first baseman, Mike Elward. Carpenter won the National League Cy Young Award a year ago. Was the first complete game shutout by a Cardinals pitcher this year, and the first since Jason Marquis did it in August of last year. Congratulations to Chris Carpenter, National League Player of the Week. Here is Elward. He's 0 for 2, and a fastball from Threets misses outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Ibar, the runner at second base. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. Elward, who looks like he's sitting in a chair with that batting stance on the right side, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. The catcher, Jeff Mathis, sweating on deck. Big hole out in left center field. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And now Threets a turn to look back at second, but no throw. Neither the shortstop De La Rosa nor the second baseman Franzen holding on Ibar. 5 runs, 6 hits, an error for Fresno. 5 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. Ball and a strike to count. Threets again will look back at second base. And the left-hander once again will kick back at second, but will not offer a throw. And for Threets, this is his first appearance of the series. First time he's pitched since Sunday at Colorado Springs. The 1-1, Ibar takes off for third. Elward takes outside. Throw to third is in time. Ibar is out with a dive. Two to 5 on the caught stealing. And Ibar, who had already stolen 2 bases tonight, could not go for the hat trick. So he is caught stealing. 2 away, nobody on. Ibar caught for the 10th time this year. And now the count to Elward is a 2-1, and now Threets only has to worry about the batter in Elward. The 6th runner in 20 attempts, Rodriguez, is thrown out this year. The 2-1 on the way, and Elward takes low. Ball 3, 3-1. Actually, not 20 attempts. There have been a couple stolen on Guillermo tonight. But it is the 6th runner he has thrown out this year. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. And the pitch to Elward, swinging a tapper foul to the backstop. Count holds at 3 balls, 1 strike. But the A's, we're talking about Mark Kotsay winning the American League Player of the Week. Oakland coming into tonight. Half game ahead of the Angels, 1 game ahead of Texas. Seattle, despite having lost 4 in a row, certainly still in the race, 5 out. The 3-2 pitch on the way, up and away. Ball 4 to Elward, and he draws a walk for the second time tonight. First walk allowed by Threets. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. And here is the catcher, and Jeff Mathis. I think we should be in for a fun Bay Area playoff race this year. Both the Giants and A's certainly in the thick of things. And, well, it's a great thing. We don't know what will happen. Pitch to Mathis, swinging a high fly ball down the right field side. On the run, the second baseman Franzen, and with his back toward home plate near the Fresno bullpen, he makes the catch. Mathis fouls out to Franzen at second. Salt Lake ties it up. 2 runs, 3 hits. No errors and a man left. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
I couldn't swallow. I have frequent heartburn, and that always hurts. I found out I had GERD. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. So I went to a free 1-hour seminar to learn treatment options. And all those changes that could help. Community medical centers. It could change your life.
Call 459-2229 to attend a free seminar that explains options for treating GERD. That phone number again is 459-2229.
David Sunflower Seeds is proud to support Little League Baseball throughout the San Joaquin Valley. During the 2006 season, they're giving 3 Babe Ruth League teams the chance to win a private 2-hour clinic with Grizzlies players. Cal Ripken Division teams in Fresno and Kings County, Districts 2 and 3, Rookie Division and higher, can enter to win by collecting David Seeds UPC symbols from .75-ounce packages and larger. Each UPC is worth 1 point, with the teams that collect the highest point total by May 31st winning the baseball clinic. Other prizes include autographed Grizzlies merchandise, tickets to an upcoming game, David ball buckets, and seeds. No purchase necessary. Contact your Babe Ruth League president for official contest rules.
You're listening to the Valley's exclusive home all season long for Fresno Grizzlies baseball. 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
Season
We have reached the bottom of the sixth inning tonight from downtown Fresno. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Again, tomorrow the baseball camp continues for the Grizzlies, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at downtown Grizzlies Stadium. And manager Shane Turner, his coaching staff and players will be on hand. Again, tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and again Friday from 9 a.m. to 1, right here at Grizzlies Stadium. Here is Guillermo Rodriguez to lead it off in the first pitch to the right-handed batter. This is outside ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez, Melo, De La Rosa, 5, 6, and 7 to face the left-hander Nate Bland. Now it's a tie game to work with once again. Out of the full lineup in the 1-0. Guillermo, a big swing and a towering fly ball down the right field side. All right, who's going to get this one? It's going to be the second baseman, Smith, who's just inside fair territory in shallow right field. Makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. And here is the designated hitter in Juan Melo. He is 0 for 1. He has walked, and he has scored a run. Outfield well around to the left. And Bland out of the full windup, kicks and delivers, and Juan Melo takes outside ball one. The count is at 1 ball and no strikes. We're giving you the National League and American League Players of the Week. The PCL also hands out a similar award. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a ground ball back at third, foul by Melo. 1 ball, 1 strike. Congratulations to the Tucson Sidewinder infielder, Brian Barden, named the Pacific Coast League Player of the Week. Barden, a couple of home runs, 6 RBIs. And that we've seen play second, third, and short for Tucson. The 1-1 from Bland, and Melo, a broken bat, little pop-up first base side of the grass, and the pitcher Bland makes the catch just off the mound. Bland just a few feet to go off the mound and able to make the easy grab. 2 away on the pop-up to the pitcher. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. And here is the shortstop, Tomas De La Rosa. Also, congratulations to Jared Fernandez, the knuckleballer, the former Fresno State hurler. Pitched a complete game, 5-hit shutout, did not walk a batter, and struck out 6 for Nashville in the PCL's pitcher of the week. First pitch to De La Rosa, breaking ball taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Fernandez, a couple of complete game shutouts within a month. The 0-1 on the way to De La Rosa, swinging a high pop-up foul first base side. Elward, the first baseman, gives chase, and the ball just lands foul a couple of rows back of the, well past the Fresno first base dugout, about halfway between the dugout and the bullpen home plates. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And we'll see Jared Fernandez with Nashville, Brewers AAA affiliate, coming up in about 2.5 weeks. 1 ball, no balls, 2 strikes to count. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. And Bland out of the full windup. First base side of the rubber delivers. And De La Rosa another pop-up foul right side. Thirdly, Superview seats. Count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. And Fernandez outing I'm talking about, his most recent complete game shutout, was against the Round Rock Express, his former organization, the Astros. 0-2 pitch. De La Rosa another pop-up foul down the right field line toward the concourse. And the count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. As always, we'll get you caught up to date on the out-of-town scoreboard in the top of the 7th inning. Plenty of action tonight around the world of Major League Baseball. Big series in Detroit between the White Sox and Tigers. No balls, 2 strikes, and Bland comes back. De La Rosa takes low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hey, Grizzlies fans, experiencing taste loss? Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite, official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Bland comes back, and De La Rosa takes low for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. De La Rosa singled to right field in the 4th inning. Jed Hansen waits on deck. Fresno 2, Salt Lake 2. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Big hole out of left center field. And Bland out of the full windup comes back to 2-2 pitch. And that is high for a ball, 3-2. I guess I mixed up the score with the count, which has been known to happen. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And De La Rosa facing Bland, a couple of veterans. Bland winds his payoff, and De La Rosa, a ground ball toward third to his left. Hafkovich up with the baseball, fires across to Elward at first, and gets De La Rosa. Grizzlies for the second time tonight go in order. We move to the 7th. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5 on 1550 AM. Sporting News Radio.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Brewery. How may I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could return my beer for a refund.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Well, it's not a big deal. I just bought a 12-pack for me and my friends, and I think they're defective. Like, they didn't have any taste, you know what I mean? Like, the beer didn't tasted like nothing.
And you want to go ahead and return those?
Well, let me ask you this. Does it ever happen where, like, the taste adder guy dozes off or something? Or, oh, my gosh, what if he was pulling a prank on us? That's brilliant. Because is there a guy named Pete who works there? Because I got a buddy named Pete who used to glue quarters to the floor to watch people try to pry him up. Hysterical.
Listen, sir,
Well, I'll tell you what. No, thank you very much. I'm just going to go get a 12-pack of Miller Lite instead. I appreciate your help.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Want to see a Grizzlies game up close and personal? Check out the new suite located next to the home dugout. Perfect for a group of 10 to 14 people, the dugout suite offers an unparalleled view of the game, a fully catered meal, and private waiter or waitress service at your seats. With the seats being closer to home plate than the pitcher, experience the game from the player's perspective. For more information on the dugout suite, please call 320-HIT or visit FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
On to the 7th, 5-5, Fresno and Salt Lake. And Jason Espino to lead it off, facing the left-hander Eric Threets, whose first pitch is a fastball. Missing low inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Espino, Pavkovich, and Blakely, bottom third of the order. And Threets 1-0 pitch, and Espino swings and drives one high in the air into left field. Hanson going back onto the warning track, reaches up, can't get it, falls down. Ball caroms off the wall toward the center fielder. Tipner has to come all the way over to pick it up. Gets it back in toward the shortstop, De La Rosa, standing in shallow left. And Espino, his first hit tonight, opens the top of the 7th inning with a double. And here is the third baseman, Adam Pavkovich, as action is about to begin again in the Grizzlies bullpen. And action in the Salt Lake bullpen. And I believe that is the right-hander in Jeff Haberlow, the former number 1 pick by the Seattle Mariners. So Espino at second base. Here is Pavkovich. He's perfect tonight. Possible bunt situation as Threets delivers a breaking ball up and away, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Cervenak just back of the lip of the grass, so now the first baseman, Necro, well back of the bag and off the line at first base. Pavkovich, a couple of singles, a walk and a run scored tonight. And the pitch on the way to Adam, fastball, and that is low for a ball. And the count is now at 2 balls and no strikes. And Pavkovich at least trying to get a ball to the right side. Lead at second base by Espino, and Adam takes that as low. Ball 3, and the count is now at 3 balls and no strikes. And Pavkovich, guy who is a good bunter, last year had 39 sacrifice bunts. Well, let me rephrase that just a moment here. He didn't have 39. The team had 39. The 3-0, and that is inside, ball 4. So he draws a walk for the second time, and first and second, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Pavkovich, almost a year ago to the day, July 29th at Albuquerque, laid down the 39th sacrifice of the season for the entire team, which set a Salt Lake record, not a personal team record. In case you're wondering, last year Salt Lake, or Pavkovich, had 7 sacrifice bunts. Meanwhile, Fresno pitching coach Trevor Wilson comes out to talk to Threets and mention action beginning in the Grizzlies bullpen. And it is right-hander Carlos Hines who begins to get loose. So Espedo at second, Pavkovich at first, and now Blakely will bat after this meeting is over. Coming up on August 10th here at downtown Grizzlies Stadium, Law Firm Appreciation Night. So join your fellow co-workers at Grizzlies Stadium. Grizzlies and Memphis will get together. It'll also be Thirsty Thursday. All 12-ounce beverages, just $1 through the first 5 innings. Reserve your field level reserve seat for just $7 at the discounted price. That's Law Firm Appreciation Night here at Grizzlies Stadium, Thursday, August 10th at 7:05 against Memphis. For more information, call John Watson, the Grizzlies front office, 559-320-2533, or Matt McCandless, also in the Grizzlies front office, 559-320-2529. Law Firm Appreciation Night. Now Blakely digs in, right-handed batter, bunt situation, 3 steals. Blakely takes a strike on the inside corner, no balls and a strike. Espedo at second, Pavkovich at first, both with good speed. 5 runs, 6 hits, an error for Fresno. 5 runs, 12 hits. 2 errors for Salt Lake. Corner's ready to charge. Blakely gets the bunt down up along the grass, third base side, barehanded by Threets, throws in time to the second baseman, Franzen, covering. Well, it'll go as a sacrifice. It goes 1-4. Espedo to third, Pavkovich to second, and Blakely a successful sacrifice bunt. I wonder if Threets throws as hard to first as he does to the plate. Kevin Franzen, the second baseman, does not have a catcher's mitt out there, but nevertheless took the throw. So Espedo to third, Pavkovich to second. And now for the 5th time tonight, Salt Lake will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Curtis Pride, and the Grizzlies will bring the infield in. Fresno 5, Salt Lake 5. Pride 1 for 4, and the pitch to Curtis from Merrick Threets. Misses low outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, this is a situation where Threets needs a strikeout, and Pride struck out swinging to open the ball game. Nick Pereira will get a no decision tonight. He left in line for the win. Left up 5-3, but Threets came in and allowed 2 runs in the 6th inning. Bland is still in the game, technically, pitcher of record for the Bees. The 1-0 pitch to Pride. That bounces in the dirt about 5 feet in front of home plate. And Rodriguez, the catcher, had to get onto that one quickly. Didn't have a lot of time. And Guillermo is stretching his left arm. Grizzlies manager Shane Turner comes walking out of the Fresno first base dugout to check on Guillermo. Well, a good job by Rodriguez just to get his body on that ball. Obviously, the left hand is not a catcher's throwing hand. But Guillermo getting looked at by Grizzlies manager Shane Turner and also by trainer Patrick Service. Looks like Guillermo is all right. That was not a pleasant feeling to be hit with a pitch, especially by Eric Threets, whether it be the batter or your own catcher. Infield stays in. Outfield well around to the left. The 2 out of Pride. And that is slapped just foul down the third base side and not by much. And the count holds a 2-ball, or moves now to 2 balls and a strike. Now the Grizzlies here on Monday night blew a 3-run lead in the 6th. Tonight, a 2-run top of the 6th by Salt Lake to tie the game up, but now Threets in jeopardy of allowing the go-ahead run to score. Runner at third is Espedo. Runner at second, Pavkovich. The 2-1 to Pride, and Curtis goes around to the pitch well out of the strike zone. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With the second baseman, Casey Smith, on deck. Hines should be ready by now in the Fresno right field bullpen. Mentioned Haverlow's been up for some time in the Salt Lake pen. 5-5 game, Fresno and Salt Lake, top of the 7th inning. Espedo at third, Pavkovich at second. Huge hole in the right center, the 2-2, and Pride takes way over his head all the way to the backstop. Rodriguez has to track the ball down, but not before Espedo will tumble into home plate safely without a throw from the catcher Rodriguez. The third goes Pavkovich, and Salt Lake takes a 6-5 lead. And I think it's safe to say that that one slipped right out of Threets' big left hand, and now goes and gets the rosin bang and slams it back down on the back of the mound. That one was well over the head of the batter in front and all the way to the screen. So 6-5 Bees, infield stays in, and the pitch to Pride, fastball on the 3-2, misses outside, ball 4. So he draws a walk. The runners at the corners now. Pride on for the second time tonight. Third walk allowed by Threets. Obviously that was a wild pitch charge to Threets on the prior pitch, and that will be all for Eric Threets. Grizzlies manager Shane Turner to remove Threets. We have a pitching change. Back to say about Carlos Hines, 6'5", Salt Lake, top of the 7th. Back in a moment, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Mikey, wake up, man.
What time is it?
Time to go to the diner, dude. Come on, get dressed.
Not feeling too good. Why is it the more fun you have the night before,
the worse you feel the next day? I know, man. Come on, grab your wallet. We'll get you some steak and eggs.
My wallet?
Yeah, where's your wallet?
It's in my pants.
Well, where are your pants?
Where are my pants?
You know what? Let's just go to Carlos Jr. I'll buy you a steak and egg burrito.
But what about the pants?
We'll go through the drive-thru, but you got to put on a shirt.
Why?
So people don't think I'm cruising through the drive-thru with some crazy naked guy.
Hey, should I put on my shoes? I think they're with my pants.
The new steak and egg burrito at Carl's Jr. with fresh salsa and pepper jack cheese. When you want steak and eggs, but you just can't find your pants. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
What do guys want in a haircut? Well, Supercuts asks guys everywhere to write in and tell us just that.
So first up, we have Ron from Chicago, who wants a salon that has stylists who listen to him. Well, Ron, it's Supercuts. We're all ears.
Mark from Scranton, you may think you want a salon with wall-to-wall mud, but trust us, you don't.
No.
But Kevin from Cincinnati wants a salon that recommends the right products. Kevin, it's time to start healing at Supercuts.
And while we're at it, Paul from Austin, we know where you live, and now so do the authorities. Supercuts. Every time.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
The new Fresno pitcher is right-hander Carlos Hines. We are in the top of the 7th inning. 6-5, Salt Lake out in front. Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. So Hines now on the relief of Eric Threets. For Carlos, 1 win, no losses, an ERA at 3.93. 31st appearance, all out of the bullpen with a couple of saves. Hines, 6'3", 190 pounds, 25 years old, from the Raleigh-Durham area. He inherits Adam Pavkovich at third, Curtis Pride at first. Still 1 out. Salt Lake on a wild pitch by Eric Threets has taken a 6-5 lead, and now Casey Smith will stand in. Right-handed batter, 2 for 4, a couple of singles. And Hines to the plate, and Smith takes a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Well, Hines would love a double play ball right here. Smith has grounded into just 3 double plays this season. No balls, 1 strike to count. Runners lead at the corners. And the big right-hander in Hines just now steps off the rubber. Well, the Grizzlies at one time up 5-3, but right now, a 6-5 Salt Lake lead. Runners stay at first and third, and Hines deals, and Smith takes inside, and that hit him. Just grazed his left elbow, which is exposed to the pitcher for a right-handed batter, and that will load the bases. Pavkovich stays at third. Pride moves up to second base, and Smith on for the third time tonight. And now here's a man who has been very difficult to get out all season for the Grizzlies and for most of the Pacific Coast League, and that is the shortstop in Eric Ibar. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 5, top of the 7th inning. Ibar is perfect tonight. He tied the game in the 6th inning with a 2-run double. 3 for 3, 2 doubles, a single, and a walk. Bases loaded, 1 out, and the pitch to Ibar slapped high and foul left side, 0-1. And I realize that the Grizzlies still have 3 at-bats left, and I realize at the moment only down by a run, but Ibar could really put this one out of reach if he should hit one to the gap right here. Runners at every base. Outfield well around to the left, and the 0-1 upcoming to Eric Ibar from Carlos Hines. Here it is, and Ibar looks low and in, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Haverlow still warming for Salt Lake. I would have to think we will see him in the bottom of this inning. Well, the count to Ibar is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield gives him all of right center, and the pitch to Eric popped up foul left side, strike 2. And the count is now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Ibar this year with the bases loaded in the PCL has had just 3 at-bats. He is 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Salt Lake this year has 1 grand slam. That was Nick Gourneau. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Outfield way around to the left. The pitch to Ibar, and he takes that as inside. Ball 2, and the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 5. That grand slam we were talking about by Gourneau happened to be against the Grizzlies, June 15th in Salt Lake. The 2-2 on the way, and Ibar swings and pops this one up toward the line and left. Hansen over near the line, lines it up, makes the catch, and there will be no advance. So Hines gets what he wanted other than a double play, at least got a run-preventing out. So Ibar flies to left field. So that is the second out. Bases stay loaded. It stays 6-5 in favor of Salt Lake. And now here is the designated hitter, Dallas McPherson, who is 0 for 2 with the bases loaded this year. And tonight is 1 for 4. RBI double back in the first inning. You can receive the Fresno Bee Thursday through Sunday for only $1.96 per week. Call 1-800-877-3400. The Fresno Bee, we're your paper every day. Hines kicks and deals, and McPherson takes a fastball inside. Ball 1-0. In the Fresno Bee, 1-800-877-3400 or 559-441-6233. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Bases stay loaded. The pitch on the way to McPherson, swinging a looper foul left side toward the stands, about halfway between the dugout and the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. McPherson, that 2-out RBI double in the first inning, but since then struck out swinging in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth, struck out swinging in the sixth. 6 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Fresno. Get together a crowd count tonight on this Wednesday evening from the Valley. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big hole again in the right center field for McPherson as Hines delivers, and McPherson a little dribbler foul up along the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now tomorrow night, final game of this 4-game set. Another 7:05 start for Thirsty Thursday here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. 12-ounce beverages for $1 through the first 5 innings. 12-ounce beer, 12-ounce soda. Jonathan Rowenhorst for the Bees, Patrick Mish for the Grizzlies. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hines delivers, and McPherson grounds this one foul down the first base side. Count holds it at 1-2. So that the Seattle Mariners young outfielder Adam Jones picked up his first major league hit. Did so last night. Started his big league career 0 for 12 after having a very successful first AAA season. Just brought up for the All-Star break by the Mariners. A 1-2 on the way again, and that swung on and missed by McPherson. Pitch down and in for strike 3, and he strikes out for the 4th time tonight. The Bees take the lead, a run, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 7th, stretch time at Fresno. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 5 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Here at Hyundai's Proving Grounds, we subjected our Tucson and Santa Fe to a series of grueling all-weather trials. Now it's your turn to drive. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, a bold invitation to compare our award-winning SUVs to Honda and Toyota. With Hyundai, you get quality backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you save thousands. The versatile Tucson, the family-friendly Santa Fe. 2 more reasons to visit our best proving ground. Your Hyundai dealer. See dealer for limited warranty details.
Bob, are you still awake?
I can't breathe.
What's wrong?
It's my dad's sinuses.
Oh, Bob.
Are you one of the millions like Bob who suffer from chronic sinus congestion? Now there's help from Carl's Jr. The new jalapeno burger is piled high with extra-strength jalapeno peppers.
Put this in your mouth, Bob.
All right.
Jalapenos contain capsaicin, a chemical that creates a burning sensation so intense it clears congested mucous membranes fast.
I can breathe again.
Oh, Bob.
The new jalapeno burger at Carl's Jr. with pepper jack cheese and spicy Santa Fe sauce. The previous claims are completely bogus. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Stretch time here in downtown Fresno as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 5, with a new Fresno pitcher is the new Salt Lake pitcher is right-hander Jeff Haverlow. Jed Hansen leads it off, then Timpner, and then the top of the order for Ellison, 8-9-1 to face Haverlow, the former Mariner farmhand. His first pitch to Jed Hansen misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. 5 runs, 6 hits, an error for Fresno. Hansen is 1 for 1, an infield hit and a sacrifice fly. He's also scored a run. Haverlow's 1-0 is outside, ball 2, 2-0. Haverlow 2-4 this year. ERA at 5.45. 11th appearance, his 5th out of the bullpen for Salt Lake. Outfield around to the left, and Haverlow's 2-0 pitch. Hansen takes outside, ball 3. 3-0 now. And the Bees with a run on the top of the 7th inning to take the lead. And now Hansen well out in front at 3 balls and no strikes. As Haverlow kicks and delivers, and Hansen swinging 3-0, misses at a pitch down and in, 3-1. Haverlow, 6'1", 210 pounds, 28 years old, grew up in eastern Washington, and we've seen Haverlow quite a bit, whether it be with Salt Lake earlier this year as a starter or Tacoma over the past few seasons. 3 balls, 1 strike. He deals, and Hansen takes, low and in, ball 4. So a battle between 2 guys who grew up in the state of Washington. Hansen, who grew up in Olympia, and a little bit of time at Tacoma. Wins that battle. A leadoff walk and the tying run aboard. Here's center fielder Clay Timpner. Haverlow's father, Dave. Most of you know, certainly having listened to our broadcast, just the name Haverlow, not a common name. Former A and Giants pitcher in the late 70s. So now here is Timpner, single and a run scored in the 3rd inning. Throw to first and back safely with a dive is Hansen. Jed 8 steals. He's been caught twice. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 5. Bottom of the 7th inning. Time to get you caught up on the out-of-town scores. Third baseman Pavkovich in on the grass and Haverlow to the belt. And the right-hander a throw to first. Back safely with a dive is Hansen. The Giants today, one of the more impressive wins they have had this year. The Giants beat Milwaukee 7-6 at one time. The Giants are down 6-1, but score a run in the 8th and 2 in the 9th to win it. Ready to go is Haverlow. His pitch to Timpner, bunted in the air, foul to the backstop, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Giants got 2 runs off Derek Turnbow in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ray Durham bounced the ball off the glove of Turnbow, and it caromed away from Milwaukee second baseman Ricky Weeks out in the shallow right center, and scored a couple of runs, scored Jose Vizcaino and Steve Finley. And the Giants come from behind and win today. 0-1 to Timpner, and a good bunt up along the first base grass. Grabbed by the pitcher Haverlow, lobs his throw to first, not in time, and Timpner beats it out. Now, it looked like Haverlow got on it quick enough, but then just sort of lobbed it over to the, I believe it was the second baseman. No, it was Elward, the first baseman, who did get back, but just sort of lobbed his throw. And the Grizzlies catch a break right there. Well, Hansen goes to second. Timpner gets credit for a bunt single. First and second now, nobody out. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 5. And now for the 4th time tonight, Fresno will go to the top of its order for the right fielder in Jason Ellison. And now Ellison's job is to move the runners along. Anyway, the Giants today was their 21st come from behind win this year. So now Ellison digs in. Ellison has been in the Giants uniform for just about all season. Corner starting to sneak up. And the pitch to Ellison, and he bunts this one up along the first base grass. Grabbed by Elward, looks at third, throws to first to the second baseman Smith just in time to get Ellison. But the sacrifice is successful. Hansen moves to third. Tempner up to second, 1-4 on the sacrifice. So one out. Now here is the second baseman and Kevin Franzen. Franzen tonight 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Base hit right here could give the Grizzlies the lead. Outfield around to the left. And the pitch on the way from Hammerlow, swinging a grounder just fouled down the third base side. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Anyway, the Giants today, that's a very, very big win because they end up taking 2 of 3 from a team they're likely going to be in competition with for the rest of the season for the wild card. In the Milwaukee Brewers, the Giants in the wild card race coming into today, 2 back of Cincinnati. The Giants and Dodgers tied in that department. The Brewers only 3.5 back in the wild card race, again entering play tonight. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Infield is back with the exception of the corners. They'll give the Grizzlies the tie. Fastball to Franzen outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 5. Bottom of the 7th inning. Franzen again 0 for 2 with a sac fly tonight. Hansen the tying run at third. Tempner the go-ahead run at second. Popkovich, a third baseman, just back of the lip of the grass. Elward at first, well off the line. The 1-1, and that's low outside from Hammerlow. Ball 2, 2-1. That Giants game, Brian Wilson, former Grizzly, earns his first major league win to go to 1-2. Derek Turnbow got the loss, a blown save, falls to 4-6. 5 home runs in that one. Carlos Lee of the Brewers is 27th. Bill Hall is 19th. Gabe Grosset is 8th. Ray Durham is 15th for the Giants, and Eliezer Alfonso now to 6 home runs his rookie year. The 2-1 pitch to a Franzen swing, and a tapper towards short. Grabbed by Ibar. He's going to go to third, and they are going to get the runner at third, and Timner, who overran third. He was going to be safe by a mile. Hansen will score. And we're tied at 6. But the Grizzlies should have first and third and 1 out. Now just a runner at first and 2 out. Ibar knew he wasn't going to get either runner or either the batter runner or the runner at third, but that's a smart play by Ibar. Timner rounded third as if perhaps he thought the ball was going to carry further into center field, and they end up nabbing Timner at third base. But Hansen does score, and at least the game is tied. Here is Cervenak now in the 6-6 contest. There goes Franzen. Pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. Go to second. Franzen is out, and so are the Grizzlies. Just like that, the inning is over. Franzen gets credit for an infield single. Give him an RBI. His second RBI tonight gives him 18 this year. That scored Hansen. We'll recap all this when we get back. A run for the Grizzlies on 2 hits, nobody left. We move to the 8th. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering you a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with our baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Because when you stay any 6 nights with us through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. And save up to 20% off with our baseball fan rates. Visit us today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. Remember, book the baseball fan rate and save up to 20%.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the words Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long, the other side bald. We can call it the two sides of Todd.
Saving men from themselves. Supercuts. Every time.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
The first baseman, Mike Elway.
We go to the 8th inning. Fresno 6 and Salt Lake 6. Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And Mike Elward will lead it off facing Carlos Hines, whose first pitch to Elward is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Elward, Mathis, and Espedo, 5, 6, 7 to face the right-hander in Hines, who kicks and delivers, and a breaking ball outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Elward is 0 for 2, a couple of walks tonight. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. Top of the 8th inning. Outfield around to the left as Hines delivers, swinging a ground ball towards second to his left. Franzen scoops it up, and he throws out Elward at first. One away here in the top of the 8th inning in front of a paid crowd tonight of 5,565. There is the catcher, Jeff Mathis, recapping that last inning. We'll go back to Kevin Franzen's infield RBI single. Gets credit for that. That scored a Hansen, and then Tempner for overrunning third base when the shortstop Ibar threw behind him. That is a 6-5 putout at third base. Here is Mathis swinging a pop-up foul right side, 0-1 the count. And that was on the same play, the 6-5 putout, which again happened to score Hansen. And then Franzen thrown out, caught stealing, 2-4. Catcher Mathis to the second baseman Smith to catch Franzen. No ball, 1 strike pitch to Elward. This is outside bar to Mathis, outside ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Hines came on in the top of the 7th, inherited the bases loaded and 1 out, and got out of what could have been further trouble. Here's 1-1 to Mathis, swung on and grounded through the hole between short and third, and on in the left field, a base hit. That's Mathis' third hit tonight, now 3 for 5. Hines came on, actually did not inherit the bases loaded. He inherited first and second, hit a batter, which loaded the bases, and then got a shallow fly ball out to left by Ibar. Then down McPherson to strike out swinging. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. Here in the top of the 8th inning, Mathis at first. Necro holds him on. Now Espedo digs in, 1 for 4. And Hines delivers, and Espedo takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Well, Espedo's double got the Bees the lead, albeit a brief one, in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch on the way to Espedo from Hines. Misses outside, ball 1. Count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Grizzlies tomorrow night, 7:05 start to wrap up this 4-game set. Thirsty Thursday here at Grizzlies Stadium. Laid at first by Mathis from the pitch to Espedo. Breaking ball swung on and missed strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Time to strike out Taste Loss. Pick up a great tasting, less filling, and Miller Lite with half the carbs of Bud Light. So if you're tired of Taste Loss, go to PreventTasteLoss.com. Take the Miller Taste Test Challenge. Miller Lite is the official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. And now Hines backs off the rubber. Anyway, the Giants with their win today, 7-6. Now we'll see first place San Diego come in. Padres and Phillies play today in San Diego. Hines 1-2, and Espedo looks outside. Ball 2, 2-2. And the Phillies help out the Giants. Philadelphia scored twice in the top of the 9th off Trevor Hoffman and beat San Diego 5-4. Jeff Geary now 6-0 for the Phillies. Beat Trevor Hoffman. He falls to 0-2. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch, and now Hines backs off the rubber. Tom Gordon earned his 22nd save. Phillies had a home run today by catcher Chris Costa. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way, and Speedo takes low ball 3. 3-2. Padre catcher Josh Bard hit his sixth home run. So now the Giants 2.5 back in the National League West. It was a two-run double by Bobby Abreu, which was the difference in San Diego in the top of the ninth this afternoon. 3-2 the count with 1 out. There goes Mathis. Speedo takes, low and in, ball 4, and he draws a walk. So Mathis to second, Speedo to first, and once again the Bees with first and second. Former Salt Lake hurler Dusty Bergman begins to warm for Fresno. Chris Buchek warming for Salt Lake. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6, and here comes Fresno pitching coach Trevor Wilson. Have to talk to Carlos Hines. Coming up right here on August 3rd, it's a Thursday night, 7:05 start against the Nashville Sounds. It'll be Realtor Night here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. For more information on how to get your real estate company involved, contact Luke Reif, Director of Group Sales in the Grizzlies front office at 559-320-4487. Again, 559-320-4487. Realtor Night here at downtown Grizzly Stadium. So Trevor Wilson back to the Fresno first base dugout, allowing more time for Bergman to get ready. Now Pavkovich stands in for the 5th time. He is still perfect tonight. He is 2 for 2. A couple of walks, a couple of singles, and a run scored. Runner at second is Mathis. Runner at first is Speedo. Outfield around to the left for Pavkovich. And Carlos Hines from the first base side of the rubber. Look back at second base. And the right-hander kicks and delivers, and Pavkovich takes a bender for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. So the Giants tonight gain a game on the Padres, and they also pick up a game on the Dodgers. Arizona shuts out L.A. tonight, 8-0. Miguel Batista, the winner for the Diamondbacks. Now 9-5 beat Derek Lowe, who falls to 7-7. 0-1 on the way to Pavkovich high for a ball, 1-1. Sean Green hit his 9th home run for Arizona. Orlando Hudson hit his 9th. And the Diamondbacks now just 3 out in the NL West. Giants 2.5 out and in sole possession of second place. So it was very, very important to the Giants leapfrog L.A. to get in position now to only worry about San Diego. 1-1 to Pavkovich, foul to the backstop, strike 2, 1-2. Tonight in Chicago, pitching matchup between a couple of guys who might make it in this ball game. Roger Clemens against Greg Maddux. And Houston wins it 4-2. Clemens, the winner, 2-3, beat Maddux, falls to 7-11. Brad Lidge earned his 22nd save tonight for the Astros. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hines comes back, and Pavkovich fouls into the screen. Count holds it 2-2. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6, top of the 8th inning. So just the 3rd time that Maddux and Clemens have faced each other. They last pitched against each other last year in Houston, with Maddux winning that one 3-2. Tonight Clemens wins it 4-2. The 1-2 from Hines, and Pavkovich swings late at a fastball in the outer half of the plate and misses for strike 3. Pavkovich is out, so big second out. Second strikeout for Hines. Mathis stays at second. Speedo at first. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. And here is the right fielder, and Darren Blakely. The other time that those two faced each other, Maddux and Clemens, June of 2000, when neither was involved in a decision. In an interleague game, Clemens was with the Yankees and Maddux was with the Braves. Craig Biggio at his 9th home run for Houston. Todd Walker is 5th for the Cubs. So here is Blakely 0 for 3 with a sacrifice, and Hines deals a swing and a chopper toward second. Franzen plays back on it, throws from the outfield grass in time to get Blakely. And that ends the top of the 8th, so Hines gets out of trouble. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Salt Lake is stranded 15 tonight. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6, 1550 AM, Sporting News Radio.
So, I had lunch with Susie yesterday at Carl's Jr., and I have to say, the breasts are noticeably bigger.
No.
Oh, yeah. I was pretty surprised by the increase in size.
How much bigger were they?
Well, I'd say at least 25%.
You measured them?
No, but it was pretty obvious.
Wow.
Yeah, so I said, Susie, am I seeing things, or are those bigger breasts?
You did.
Oh, I did. And she didn't even flinch. No, she just smiled and said her husband loves them.
Well, what guy wouldn't?
Uh-huh. Well, then she said my husband would probably love them, too.
She cannot.
Yeah. And then she took off the top to show me how big they were.
Right there in Carl's Jr.?
Yeah. And I have to be honest, I've never laid eyes on a bigger, plumper, crispier chicken breast in my life.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich, with a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoBee.com sports section. Visit FresnoBee.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoBee.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. Don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoBee.com.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXPX Sporting News Radio.
We have a 6-6 ball game going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And the new Salt Lake pitcher is right-hander Chris Buchek. So Salt Lake starter Nate Bland tonight went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, allowed a home run to Lance Necro. Reliever Jeff Haberlow in 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run which was earned, 1 walk and no strikeouts. Now Michael Cervenak to lead it off. He'll be followed by Lance Necro and Guillermo Rodriguez, 3, 4, and 5 to face new Salt Lake pitcher Chris Buchek. 3 wins, 2 losses, an ERA at 7.04. 28th appearance and is 23rd out of the bullpen. Out of the windup is Buchek, and his pitch to Cervenak taken high for a ball, 1-0. Buchek, 6'5", 200 pounds, 27 years old. Grew up in Indiana, now lives in Phoenix. Former number 1 pick by the Angels in 2000. Comes back, and Cervenak drives this one towards center. Fry drifting back, and he will make the catch. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. Here is the first baseman in Lance Necro. Supercuts is the official hair salon and a proud sponsor of the Fresno Grizzlies. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for the location near you. So now Lance Necro stands in. He is 2 for 3, a home run, a single. And the pitch to Lance down to the backstop, strike 1, 0-1. Other scores tonight in the world of baseball. The Washington Nationals and Florida Marlins got together today. The 0-1 to Necro outside for a ball, 1-1. And that game won by Florida, 1-0. Anibal Sanchez now 3-0 with the Marlins, beat Ramon Ortiz. Joe Borowski is 19th save for Florida. A 1-1 pitch to Necro. Fastball swung on a missed strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tony Rossett, his 5th home run for Florida. Marlins a team that, they're really going to have to push if they're going to get back in the playoff race. The 1-2, and Necro swings this one high in the air to right field. Blakely drifting back to his left and in front of the track. The right fielder Darren Blakely makes the catch. 2 down here on the bottom of the 8th inning. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. And here is the catcher in Guillermo Rodriguez. Marlins 7 back in the wild card race, but have about 8 teams in front of them. But nevertheless, win today, 1-0. Pirates sneak past the Rockies tonight, 6-5. Zach Duke the winner. For Pittsburgh, 7-8. Beat Jason Jennings. Falls to 6-8. Mike Gonzalez earned his 15th save for the Pirates. The Rockies snapped an 8-game losing streak last night, but lose today. Here is Guillermo, and he takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Rockies, despite their recent struggles, still only 3.5 back in the congested NL wildcard race. The 1-0 pitch fouled off right side toward the Superview seats by Rodriguez. 1-1. Get 3.5 back entering play today, the Rockies. Cincinnati, who leads the wild card race, helps themselves a 3-run bottom of the 8th, and they beat the Mets 7-4. Breaking ball to Rodriguez, swung on a miss from a Buchek, strike 2, 1-2. Todd Coffey, the winner for Cincinnati, now 5-4. He beat Juaner Sanchez of the Mets, who loses for the first time this year. Falls to 5-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Buchek deals, and Rodriguez swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt, strike 3. The catcher, Mathis, has to run the ball down toward the first base side of the home plate circle, and from the foul grass, from the foul territory side, throws out Rodriguez at first. Strikeout, put out, goes 2-3. First strikeout for Buchek. And the Grizzlies go in order in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
This dining invitation is for those of you who have never been to Fresno's favorite restaurant, the Elbow Room. First, we probably should say welcome to Fresno, because if you haven't enjoyed the pleasure of lunch or dinner at the Elbow Room, you are probably new to town. The Elbow Room is where friends meet friends, whether it's a business lunch, watch a game, enjoy a beverage, or celebrate that special occasion. The Elbow Room is famous for its casual dining, outstanding menu, unsurpassed wine list, plus a staff that caters to your every need. They even have a kids menu, so bring the whole family. The Elbow Room serves continuously from 11 a.m. till midnight, and on Sundays until 9. The temperature-controlled covered patio is a dining oasis. Your table is waiting at the Elbow Room, Alm and Chaw in Fresno's Fig Garden Village. Why not enjoy the Elbow Room tonight? Call 227-1234 now for reservations.
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
The new Fresno pitcher is left-hander Jack Kashner. We have reached the 9th inning. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. The Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Final line tonight on Carlos Sainz, 1 2/3 innings for the Grizzly reliever. 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and a hit batter. Top of the Salt Lake order up now for the 6th time, and it's Curtis Pride to lead it off, then Smith and Ibar. Face Kashner's first pitch is a breaking ball outside, ball 1, 1-0. Jack Kashner, 5 wins, 4 losses, an ERA at 3.72. 34th appearance all out of the bullpen with 9 saves. That's a team high. Pride 1 for 4 tonight, a single, a walk, and a run scored, and he takes outside from Kashner, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 6 runs, 8 hits, an error for Fresno. 6 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. Again, the Bees tonight have stranded 15. Outfield plays Pride well around to the left. 2 balls, no strikes to count, and the pitch swung on and ripped on in the left field. A base hit for Pride to open the top of the 9th inning, his second hit tonight. 14 hits now for the Bees. And the go-ahead run on, and here is the second baseman in Casey Smith. Well, Kashner came on and got the pitch the 9th inning the other night and allowed what turned out to be game-deciding run with a 2-out single by Ibar. And the Grizzlies ended up losing 7-6. Well, tonight he comes in a 6-6 game in the top of the 9th inning, and well, we'll see what happens. Throw to first base and back safely standing up is Pride, who has tremendous speed. Curtis 21 steals. He has been caught 4 times. And the Bees tonight have left 15 on. That's 1 short of their 9-inning record. Kashner deals, and Smith drops a bunt third base side on the grass, glove by Cervenak. Throws to the second baseman, Franzen covering, and they get Smith. Sacrifice is successful. Goes 5-4 on the sacrifice. So the go-ahead run at second base now. And here is the shortstop in Ibar for the 6th time. 3 for 4. And on April 18th, 2000, and August 19th, 2001, Salt Lake left 16 runners on in a 9-inning game. 2000 was at Las Vegas. 2001 it was at Colorado Springs. And now the catcher Rodriguez out to talk to Tashner. See what they want to do with the tough hitter in Ibar. Mentioned the Mets today beat the Reds today beat the Mets 7-4. Rich Aurelia, 12th home run for Cincinnati. Eddie Guardado, by the way, earned his 4th Red save. The Reds now a 3-game lead in the wild card over the Dodgers and a 2-game lead over the Giants in the wild card. Pride from second, and now Ibar swings and lifts this one high in the air. Back is short, backpedaling De La Rosa. The shortstop out in shallow left field makes the catch. So 2 down, a big second out. Ibar, we mentioned, got that hit off Tashner the other night. Well, now here is the designated hitter in Dallas McPherson. Score a free Fresno Grizzlies ticket at any participating Carl's Jr. Pick up a Grizzlies 2 for Tuesday coupon and redeem it for a free ticket when you buy one for any Tuesday home game. For the best charbroiled burgers, the name of the game is Carl's Jr. So now McPherson can give his team the lead. Runner at second base is Pride. Outstanding speed. He's the go-ahead run. Tashner deals, and McPherson takes low outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Tashner, in his last 2 appearances, has gotten a loss. Game I was talking about earlier tonight. That 12-10 loss at Colorado Springs on Carlos Rivera's 3-run game-winning homer with 2 on the bottom of the 9th. And then Tashner the other night allowing the run on the top of the 9th inning. That was a 2-out single, and we'll see what happens here. McPherson 1 for 5 tonight. RBI double in the first, but he has struck out 4 times since. The 1-0 pitch, and McPherson takes outside against Tashner, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Left-hander against left-hander right here. Left-handed batters hitting .231 against Tashner. 2 balls, no strikes to count. And at second base by Pride. And Tashner look back at second as the left-hander kicks and deals, and McPherson fouls into the backstop, strike 1. And the count is now at 2 balls and a strike. St. Louis cools off Atlanta, an 8-3 win tonight for the Cardinals. Chris Carpenter, the winner, beat Jason Shield. Brian McCann, another home run, hit his 11th. Jim Edmonds hit his 14th. McCann has now homered in his last 5 games. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pride from second. Outfield well around to the left. The 2-1 to McPherson. Fastball. Swung on a missed strike 2, 2-2. So not only is the Braves winning streak over of 7 games, but also their streak of scoring 10 or more runs. They did that for 5 straight games. Became the first team to do that. Score 10 or more runs in 5 consecutive contests since the 1930 Yankees. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pride from second, and Tashner's pitch. McPherson takes just outside. Ball 3, 3-2. So 3-2 the count with 2 out. Mike Elward, the first baseman, on deck. Nobody warming in either bullpen right now, but a good ball game tonight and a lot of offense. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. Tashner, the left-hander, 6'3", 200 pounds, 28 years old. Grew up just south of Milwaukee in the town of Racine, Wisconsin. Grizzlies give McPherson all of right center. 2-2, 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on it. Missed strike 3. And Tashner blows a fastball past McPherson, who strikes out for the 5th time tonight. No runs, a hit, and a runner left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
So, hey, Todd, you notice anything different?
Different how?
Well, they're bigger. You know, look.
What's bigger?
The breasts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Take off that top. Let me see.
All right. Ooh, all right, what do you think? Yeah.
You're right. They're way bigger.
Yeah, they're 25% bigger.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I liked them the way they were before, but, hey, if you can get them larger.
Why not?
Exactly. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should go for the bigger breasts, too.
Oh, you think?
Absolutely. But just start with 1, see how you like it.
1
or 2. I mean, Bobby Kaczynski, he's got himself 3.
Bobby Kaczynski got 3?
Well, he's a big man.
Are you serious?
It works for him.
Wow.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
If you're looking for a night of upscale hospitality, then look no further than the newly renovated Owner's Suite. The Owner's Suite is the largest suite available at Grizzlies Stadium and can hold up to 30 people for your next meeting, company gathering, or special occasion. Equipped with private waiter-waitress service, upscale menu options, a flat panel television, and a bumper pool table. Call 320-HITS to reserve your priority date. You can also see photos and pricing information at FresnoGrizzlies.com.
You're listening to the Valley's exclusive home all season long for Fresno Grizzlies baseball. 1550 Sporting News Radio, KXEX Fresno.
We move to the bottom of the ninth inning. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And Juan Melo to lead it off for the Grizzlies. It'll be Melo, De La Rosa, and Hansen. 6, 7, and 8 to face Chris Buchek, who is out of the windup and has pitched to Juan Melo. Fastball, and that is upstairs, ball 1, 1-0. Melo, 0 for 2, a walk and a run scored. You look at the Bees, who've stranded 16 tonight. Grizzlies have only stranded 2 through 8 innings. The 1-0 pitch from Buchek, and Melo swings and a grounder to second base. Casey Smith up with a baseball, and he throws out Melo at first. 1 down here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6. Nobody warming in either bullpen, and here is the shortstop, it's Tomas De La Rosa. Grizzlies fans experiencing taste loss. Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite, official beer of the Fresno Grizzlies. Now here is De La Rosa, right-handed batter, and he swings and a little looper out toward right field. That's going to fall in front of Blakely, a base hit. And the winning run is aboard. De La Rosa now 2 for 4 tonight. 9 hits for the Grizzlies, who along with Salt Lake are tied at 6. And here is the left fielder in Jed Hansen. Other scores tonight in the world of baseball. American League, Oakland a winner at Baltimore tonight, 5-1 behind Barry Zito. Now 10-6. Meet the Orioles' Chris Vincent. He falls to 9-9. Eric Chavez hit his 15th home run for Oakland. Frank Thomas his 20th. Milton Bradley hit his 4th. A's coming into today, half-game lead over the Angels and a 1-game lead over the Rangers. Now here is Hansen, perfect tonight. 1 for 1 with a sacrifice and a walk, and he swings and fouls into the backstop, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Now Hansen won a game for the Grizzlies earlier this year with a home run in the 9th inning. That was leading off the 9th inning. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Game back on May 30th right here against Tucson. The Grizzlies won it 3-2. Hansen's only hit of the night. No ball, 1 strike. And the throw over to first and back safely with a dive as De La Rosa. Sort of a courtesy toss over there. Tomas, 5 steals this year. He's been caught 5 times. Grizzlies with a couple of game-winning home runs this year, meaning last at-bat home runs. Chad Santos had one earlier in May. The 0-1 to Hansen. Fastball taken high. Snap throw back to first. De La Rosa just back safely with a dive. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the A's, with their win, pick up a game on the Angels, whose 8-game winning streak comes to an end. Angels lose at home to Cleveland 6-4. Former Angel Paul Bird, the winner, 7-6. Beat the Angels. John Lackey falls to 8-6, and Bob Wickman earned his 15th save. Aaron Boone hit his 5th homer for the Indians. Ben Broussard hit his 12th. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. De La Rosa, the winning run at first. A pitch to Hansen, swinging a little looper to second. Caught by Smith. Throw back to first. Double play. De La Rosa out with a dive. Line drive. Double play goes 4-3. And folks, for the second straight night, we are going to extra innings here in Fresno. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the 10th. Fresno 6, Salt Lake 6, 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
So, hey, Todd, you notice anything different?
Different how?
Well, they're bigger. No? Look.
What's bigger?
The breasts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Take off that top, let me see.
All right. All right, what do you think? Yeah.
You're right, yeah, they're way bigger.
Yeah, they're 25% bigger.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I liked them the way they were before, but hey, if you can get them larger.
Why not?
Exactly. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should go for the bigger breasts, too.
Oh, you think?
Absolutely. But you just start
Start with one, see how you like it.
One?
Or two. Bobby Kaczynski, he's got himself 3.
Bobby Kaczynski's got 3?
Well, he's a big man.
Are you serious?
It works for him.
Wow.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
If you're looking for a night of upscale hospitality, then look no further than the newly renovated Owner's Suite. The Owner's Suite is the largest suite available at Grizzlies Stadium and can hold up to 30 people for your next meeting, company gathering, or special occasion. Equipped with private waiter-waitress service, upscale menu options, a flat panel television, and a bumper pool table. Call 320-HITS to reserve your priority date. You can also see photos and pricing information at FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Tune in to Tony and the Gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Extra innings in Fresno, 6-6 game, and Mike Elward leads off the top of the 10th inning for Salt Lake and takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Jack Tashner, scoreless ninth inning. Now starts the 10th. Elward, Mathis, and Espino, 5, 6, 7. As Tashner deals again, and Elward takes low and in, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. So here we are again, 24 hours later, extra innings. Last night, Salt Lake a 2-1 win in 10 innings. Salt Lake in extra innings this year, 5-1. Fresno in extra innings this year, 2-4. Elward is 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of walks. Tashner's 2-0, and Elward swings and drives this one deep to left. Hansen going back, and this ball is off the base of the green padded wall. Caroms out to the warning track in left field, picked up by Hansen, and Elward opens the top of the 10th inning with a double. Now, hit number 15 tonight for Salt Lake in the 6-6 game. And here is the catcher, and Jeff Mathis. Last time the Grizzlies played back-to-back extra innings games. Got to go back to last August. August 13th and 14th in Sacramento. Salt Lake, or Sacramento on August 13th, won 7-5 on a 2-run homer by John Baker in 13 innings. And the next night, the Grizzlies won by a score of 3-2 in 10 innings. And the man who got the win in that game, the man who's on the mound right now, and Jack Tashner. Bunt situation for Mathis, 3 hits tonight. Swings away and lines one fair down the left field line, headed into the corner. Elward will round third. He'll score easily. Ball dug out of the corner by Hansen and Mathis. And Elward will exchange bases. An RBI double. And immediately, in the span of about 3 pitches here in this 10th inning, Salt Lake has gained a 7-6 lead. Well, even if Cervenak had been guarding the line, that was going to be tough to catch. That ball was smoked. And Mathis, a 4-hit night. Give him an RBI. That's his second run batted in tonight. 31 on the year. 7-6 Salt Lake. Top of the 10th inning. Here is the left fielder, Jason Espino. And he shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes outside. Ball 1-0. So back-to-back nights, the Bees have scored in the 10th. As Merkin Valdez warming for the Grizzlies right now, who, when they come to bat in the bottom of this inning, will have to score, whether it be 1 run to tie or, well, who knows. Salt Lake, nobody out. Man at second base, and a bunt by Espino up the third base side near the mound. Cervenak, the third baseman, grabs it, throws to the second baseman, Franzen. Sacrifice is successful. It goes 5-4 on the sacrifice. So Mathis to third, and this will more than likely bring the infield in for the Grizzlies. And here is the third baseman, Adam Pavkovich. Mentioned the Indians a winner today in Anaheim, 6-4. The Indians a 5-run fifth. The Juan Rivera has been on a home run tear of late. The Angels outfield are now at 14. So the Angels fall a game and a half back of the A's in the American League West, and Texas now leapfrogs the Angels. Infield in for Pavkovich, and he goes around at a pitch in the dirt from Tashner. Strike 1, 0-1. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. Top of the 10th inning. Well, now it's up to Tashner to only keep it a 1-run lead. Pavkovich been on base 4 times. He is 2 for 3. Couple of singles, couple of walks, and a run scored. Outfield around to the left, and the 0-1 on the way from Cashner. Swinging a little tapper foul. Looked like that might have hit off Pavkovich's left foot, which is exposed to the pitcher for a right-handed batter. 0-2 the count. Texas 4-run seventh, enough to get past Toronto 5-4. Kevin Millwood, the winner, beat Casey Jansen. Otsuka earned his 20th save for the Rangers. Mark DeRosa hit a 6th home run for Texas, while Overbay is 16th for the Blue Jays. So the Rangers, they win. The 0-2 to Pavkovich, low it in. Ball 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Texas now second place to themselves, a game back of Oakland. Big shutout tonight in the American League Central. Tigers scored in just 1 inning tonight. 5 times in the 6th. The Tigers come back to beat the White Sox 5-2. Jeremy Bonderman now 10-4 for Detroit. Beat Javier Vasquez, falls to 9-5 for the White Sox. Asher looking for the strikeout, the pitch, and Pavkovich made a motion at it and does not go around. Said first base umpire Steve Fritzoni. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Todd Jones earned his 25th save tonight for the Tigers. Craig Monroe hit a grand slam for Detroit, his 14th home run this year. Juan Uribe at his 19th. I'm sorry, Joe Creedy at his 19th for the White Sox. Juan Uribe at his 12th. But the White Sox lose, and the Tigers regain that 4.5 game advantage now in the AL Central. 2-2 pitch on the way to Pavkovich, low ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Red Sox win at home over Kansas City, 1-0. Josh Beckett, the winner, 12-5. Mark Redmond, he falls to 6-5. Jonathan Papelbon, his 29th save, and the only run today, courtesy of Manny Ramirez. Home run is 25th. Well, not often that you see the Red Sox win back-to-back 1-0 games at Fenway. Runner at third is Mathis. Infield in. 7-6 Salt Lake, the 3-2, and Pavkovich takes strike 3 on the inside corner. Cashner changed up on him there, and Pavkovich caught looking. 2 down. Big strikeout there. It keeps it 7-6 Salt Lake in the top of the 10th. Mathis stays at third. The infield moves back now, and here is the right fielder, Darren Blakely. So you might ask, all right, Doug, you mentioned it's not often the Red Sox win back-to-back 1-0 games at Fenway. How rare is that? The last time it was done, Babe Ruth was one of the pitchers for the Red Sox who issued a shutout. 1916, pitched to Blakely outside, ball 1, 1-0. The ballpark, Fenway Park, was just 4 years old. The Red Sox were on their way to back-to-back World Series titles. 1915, when the year I'm talking about, 1916. No balls, 1 strike. Cashner deals, and a swing by Blakely and a pop-up. Foul territory, first base side near the Fresno dugout, and nobody could get it. The first baseman, Necro, the catcher, Rodriguez, and the pitcher, Cashner, all 3 went for the baseball, and nobody able to get it right in front of the Grizzlies dugout. And the count is at 1-2. 7-6 Salt Lake, top of the 10th inning. Well, anyway, Babe Ruth beat the New York Yankees on June 22nd. And then on June 23rd, Ernie Shore beat the Philadelphia A's. So every 90 years it occurs. The 0-2 from Cashner, and Blakely swings and fouls into the backstop. No balls, 2 strikes. And the last time Fenway Park hosted consecutive 1-0 games. Cleveland beat the Red Sox May 17th of 1961, and then Boston shut out Detroit a day later. But the Red Sox winning both teams against the Royals this week. The 1-2 to Blakely. Swing and a miss to the cutter down the end for strike 3. And he is out. Third strikeout for Cashner, but Salt Lake takes the lead here in the top of the 10th. 1 run, 2 hits, and a man left. Last chance for Fresno. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6 on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the words Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long. The other side bald. We can call it the two sides of Todd.
Saving men from themselves. Supercuts. Every time.
So, hey, Todd, you notice anything different?
Different how?
Well, they're bigger. You know? Look.
What's bigger?
The breasts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Take off that top. Let me see.
All right. Ooh, all right, what do you think? Yeah.
You're right. They're way bigger.
Yeah, they're 25% bigger.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I liked them the way they were before, but, hey, you know, if you can get them larger.
Why not?
Exactly. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should go for the bigger breasts, too.
Oh, you think?
Absolutely. But just start with one, you know, see how you like it.
One?
Or two. I mean, Bobby Gazinski, he's got himself 3.
Bobby Kaczynski's got 3?
Well, he's a big man.
Are you serious?
It works for him.
Wow.
Bigger is better. Chicken breast, that is. The Bacon Swiss Crispy Chicken Sandwich. With a 25% larger chicken breast than our original Crispy Chicken Sandwich. New at Carl's Jr.
Don't miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Last chance for Fresno as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. And Clay Timner leads it off, facing Chris Buchek, whose first pitch. And Clay looks at a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Timner on the top of the order for Ellison and Franza, 9-1-2 to face Buchek, who's 0-1 on the way. And Clay swings and fouls into the backstop, quickly 0-2. 7 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. 6 runs, 9 hits, an error for Fresno. Timner tonight is 2 for 3, a couple of singles. Buchek, chance to win this ball game. Nobody warming up in either bullpen. As he winds on his 0-2 pitch, and Timner takes outside for a ball, 1-2. Other American League scores: Seattle wins at the Yankees today, 3-2, behind rookie Mark Lowe. Beat Randy Johnson, who falls to a 10-8. KJ Putz his 18th save. The 1-2 pitch, and Timner swings and drives one to right, but that will hang up for Blakely, who was right there to make the catch. 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. And now for the 5th time tonight, Fresno will go to the top of its order for the right fielder, Jason Ellison. Richie Sexton at his 19th home run for the Mariners. So the Red Sox pick up a game on the Yankees. Now a 1.5 lead over New York. And pick up a game on Toronto, 5.5 lead over the Blue Jays. Here is Ellison, and he looks at a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Minnesota beats up on Tampa Bay again, 7-2. Brad Ranke, the winner, beat Chase Sows. Now 0-4 since his trade from the Dodgers over to the D-Rays. 0-1 pitch to Ellison. Fastball outside, 1-1. Greg Norton, Johnny Gomes, homer for Tampa Bay, and Rondell White, homer twice for the Twins. 1 ball, 1 strike. Franzen on deck, 7-6 Salt Lake. Pitch to Ellison, fastball, swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Read that the Twins are scheduling a Joe Mauer sideburn night later this year against Toronto. The first 10,000 people through the Metrodome will receive replica Mauer sideburns. 1-2 on the way, and that is low to Ellison, ball 2. 2-2, made out of synthetic dark hair with double-sided tape to allow attachment to the fans' faces. Now we're known for those long sideburns of his. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 1 out, nobody on. Buchek delivers. Ellison swings on a ground ball towards second. To his right, Smith up with it. Throws high, and safe as Ellison. The ball stays in play. 1 hop to the screen right in front of the Fresno dugout. And charge Casey Smith with his 2nd error tonight. So the Grizzlies get a break. That's a 3rd Salt Lake error. And the tying run, Ellison, very good speed at first base. And now Kevin Franzen represents the winning run. Ellison is the tying run at first. Second time tonight, Ellison has reached on an error. Shortstop Ibar committed one back in the fifth inning. So now Franzen, he is 1 for 3, a couple of RBIs tonight. Ellison outstanding speed at first. Elward holds him on. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. Bottom of the 10th inning. And the pitch on the way from Buchek. Franzen a foul to the backstop, strike one. And the count is a no balls and a strike. And Salt Lake with a run in the top of the 10th inning. Back-to-back doubles to open the inning by Elward. And then the catcher Mathis. No balls, one strike to count. Ellison from first. And the pitch upcoming from Buchek. And Franzen swings and a ground ball towards second. Could be two. Smith boosts the baseball. Everybody is safe. And Casey Smith having a tough go of it tonight. Back-to-back errors by Smith. A throwing error on Ellison. Now Franzen reaches base as Smith boots the baseball. His third error tonight. And Mathis, the catcher, and the shortstop Ibar go out and say to Buchek, all right, don't worry about it. You've done your job, and now keep on doing it as Cervenak stands in. Right-handed batter, and obviously he will represent the winning run. Ellison at second, the tying run. Franzen at first, the winning run. And Chris Buchek delivers. Ellison takes off for third. Franzen the second, throw to third. Ellison is out with a dive. They tried to slip behind Buchek. And Ellison thrown out trying to steal. 2 away, 2-5 on the caught stealing. Now Fresno down to its last out. Runner Franzen does not get credit for a stolen base. If on an attempted double steal, the preceding base runner, the lead base runner, is thrown out, the trailing base runner does not get credit for a steal, just simply goes as a fielder's choice. But the tying run is at second, still a base hit by Cervenak, could tie this one up. He is 0 for 4 tonight, 2 out, bottom of the 10th. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6, and Buchek from the middle of the rubber delivers, and Cervenak swings and fouls it just over the screen. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. And now Fresno down to its last strike. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. Bottom of the 10th inning. The tying run, Franzen at second. Good speed. Cervenak would love just to bloop one in the outfield. Buchek trying to prevent that. And his 0-2 pitch, and Cervenak takes low. Ball 1 ball, 2 strikes. By the way, the caught stealing for Ellison the first time as a Grizzly this year. He's been caught stealing. 7 runs, 16 hits, 4 errors tonight for Salt Lake. 6 runs, 9 hits, an error for Fresno. Cervenak reached on one of the errors by Smith tonight. Casey Smith has committed 3 errors tonight, 2 in this inning on back-to-back batters. Franzen at second, the tying run. 7-6 Salt Lake over Fresno, bottom of the 10th, 2 out. The 1-2, Cervenak swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. For strike 3, the ball game is over. And Salt Lake, for the third straight night, wins a 1-run game in their final at-bat. Buchek works around the 2 errors here in the 10th. That's his second strikeout tonight, and the Grizzlies fall 7-6. No runs, no hits, 2 errors, and a man left. Final score tonight, Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6 in 10 innings. Back to the final totals in a moment on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Here at Hyundai's Proving Grounds, we subjected our Tucson and Santa Fe to a series of grueling all-weather trials. Now it's your turn to drive. Announcing the Hyundai Challenge, a bold invitation to compare our award-winning SUVs to Honda and Toyota. With Hyundai, you get quality backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you save thousands. The versatile Tucson, the family-friendly Santa Fe. 2 more reasons to visit our best proving ground. Your Hyundai dealer. See dealer for limited warranty details.
Want to see a Grizzlies game up close and personal? Check out the new suite located next to the home dugout. Perfect for a group of 10 to 14 people, the dugout suite offers an unparalleled view of the game, a fully catered meal, and private waiter or waitress service at your seats. With the seats being closer to home plate than the pitcher, experience the game from the player's perspective. For more information on the dugout suite, please call 320-HITS or visit FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoB.com sports section. Visit FresnoB.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoB.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. Don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoB.com.
Catch Tony and the gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
Well, a bizarre ball game tonight, but Salt Lake somehow finds a way to pull this one out tonight. Their third straight one-run win, all in their last at-bat in this series. Final score tonight in 10 innings, Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. Here are the final totals for the victorious Salt Lake Bees. 7 runs, 18 hits, 4 errors, 17 left. 6 runs for Fresno. Fresno 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 3 left. The winning pitcher, Chris Buchek, he goes to 4-2. The loss to Jack Kashner, he falls to 5-5. Time of the ball game, 3 hours, 19 minutes, played in front of a paid crowd of 5,565. Stay tuned. The Fresno Bee postgame show comes up next.
This week, before your busy schedule becomes even more hectic, the Central California Blood Center is asking you to please take just an hour of your time and donate. This time of year, emergency room usage often rises due to recreational accidents and additional travel and vacations. We need your help to assure a strong blood supply is ready if needed. Please call 559-224-2900 and ask for a Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. Your gift of life can make all the difference for patients in Valley Hospital.
How would you like to enjoy a Grizzlies game while lounging poolside? Located above the center field wall, the Grizzlies swimming pool offers up to 50 people the chance to cool off during a game. With a minimum of 25 people to reserve, your group can enjoy a fully catered meal with an incredible view of the action. Don't let the hot summer nights get the best of you. Reserve a date in the Grizzlies swimming pool. For more information, call 320-HITS or visit FresnoGrizzlies.com.
What do guys want in a haircut? Well, Supercuts asks guys everywhere to write in and tell us just that.
So first up, we have Ron from Chicago, who wants a salon that has stylists who listen to him. Well, Ron, it's Supercuts. We're all ears.
Mark from Scranton, you may think you want a salon with wall-to-wall mud, but trust us, you don't.
No.
But Kevin from Cincinnati wants a salon that recommends the right products. Kevin, it's time to start healing at Supercuts.
And while we're at it, Paul from Austin, we know where you live, and now so do the authorities. Supercuts, every time.
Tune into Tony and the gang on Sportsline weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX Sporting News Radio.
Now another one-run last at-bat loss tonight for the Fresno Grizzlies, who fall 7-6 in 10 innings. As we welcome you to the Fresno Bee postgame show, Doug Greenwald with you on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio. Well, tonight, the very first inning, Salt Lake got on the board against Fresno starter Nick Ferreira. It seems like a long time ago. The Bees scored twice, all starting the 2 out and nobody on, as Eric Ibar came up and ripped a double to left field. Then Dallas McPherson followed with a double to left field. Now, it's kind of funny tonight. The bookend runs for Salt Lake were both with back-to-back doubles. The Bees would later add another double on Jeff Mathis, an RBI double, the catcher, and that made it 2 runs home for Salt Lake. Grizzlies would score a run in the second inning when Lance Necro came up, and he ripped a home run out to left field. His third Grizzly home run this year after having 4 with San Francisco this season, and it was 2-1 in favor of the Bees. Grizzlies then scored twice in the third to tie it. Jason Ellison, the right fielder, at the top of the order for the for the second time, an RBI single to center. And then Kevin Franzen later, the next batter, followed with a sacrifice fly. And that made it 3-2 Fresno. Actually made it 3-3. Salt Lake added a run in the second inning on an RBI single by Ibar. who finished 3 for 5 tonight with a couple of doubles and 3 RBIs. Fast forward to this ball game, the Grizzlies and the Bees were tied at 6, and for the second straight night, we went extra innings, and that's when Salt Lake touched up Jack Cashner after Jack pitched the scoreless 9th inning. Mike Elward led off the 10th inning with a double to left, and then Jeff Mathis immediately followed with an RBI double to left, and just like that, Salt Lake took a 7-6 lead. So they went to the bottom of the 10th inning, and with 1 out and nobody on, Ellison was up at the top of the order for the 5th time. Hit a ground ball to the second baseman, Casey Smith, and Smith's throw sailed well over the head of the first baseman, Elward, and all the way to the dugout screen, and that put Ellison at first base. It was Smith's second error of the night. Then Kevin Franzen came up, and he had a chopper towards second. That could have been a double play, but instead the ball was booted by Smith this time. It went out in the shallow center. Everybody was safe. Smith's third error of the night and second in back-to-back batters. So that made it first and second with 1 out. And then Michael Cervenak stepped up. Well, Buchek was standing out there on the rubber, the pitcher, Chris Buchek, and Jason Ellison took off for third. Kevin Franzen took off for second, and Ellison was thrown out trying to steal third. That was the second out. Now, Franzen made it to second base, but instead of second and third and 1 out, there was just a man at second with 2 out. However, still a chance of the base hit by Cervenak to tie this one up, but unfortunately, Michael struck out swinging to end the ball game, and the Grizzlies it's the way it's gone this year. One way or another, they somehow find a way to lose, and Salt Lake, despite leaving 17 runners on and committing 4 errors, pulled this one out 7-6. The Bees had 18 hits tonight, and the Grizzlies end up losing 7-6. Chris Buchek, the winner, now 4-2, beat Jack Cashner, and unfortunately the last 3 appearances for Jack have all come as the losing pitcher. He falls to 5-5. Game took 3 hours and 19 minutes to play. The Bees with a win, now 57-40. They've won 3 in a row, and Fresno's now dropped 5 in a row and fall to 37-60. Final score tonight in 10 innings, back-to-back 10-inning wins for Salt Lake. Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. It's also the second 7-6 win for Salt Lake in this series. When we get back, we'll look at scores of other ball games and set the scene. Final game of this 4-game series tomorrow on 1550 AM Sporting News Radio.
Listen up, Grizzlies fans. Here's your chance to score free tickets to see your Grizzlies in action and get low-cost internet access at the same time. The Fresno Bee is offering internet access for just $12.95 per month. Sign up for a full year and pay just $10.95 a month, and you still get all the perks, including 5 email addresses and unlimited internet access. Call 1-800-9100-BEE or go to FresnoBee.com to sign up today and receive 2 free tickets to a Fresno Grizzlies home game.
She wanted a baby.
We wanted a baby.
We tried.
Oh, boy, we tried.
Counted days.
Added up minutes.
Charted the moon.
The tides.
And then I realized.
You realized?
We needed
help.
So I said,
let's
go check out the Community Fertility Center.
After I mentioned it about 100 times.
I was really impressed that community medical centers have the only level 3 fertility center between Sacramento and L.A.
I explained level 3 is the best.
Well, the fact Community Fertility Center's been around since 1985, has a state-of-the-art embryology lab, and top specialists made them the only choice.
My only choice.
There's a lot more information at valleystork.org.
Yeah, you know how to turn on the computer.
Hey, I know how.
I'm just glad diapers aren't made with pins anymore.
So Miss Tony and the gang on Sportsline, weekday mornings from 7 to 9 and afternoons from 3 to 6 here on 1550 Sporting News Radio.
1550 KXEX, Sporting News Radio.
Back here at downtown Grizzly Stadium, Doug Greenwald with you, following a 7-6 10-inning win tonight for the Salt Lake Bees. Now look at our out-of-town scoreboard, and today the Giants came back with 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning on a single by Ray Durham to beat the Brewers 7-6. The Giants at one time tonight were down 6-1. I say tonight, meaning this afternoon. Former Grizzly Brian Wilson, congratulations to him. His first major league win. He goes to 1-2. The loss to Derek Turnbow. He falls to 4-6, a blown save. 5 home runs in that game. Milwaukee had homers from Carlos Lee, his 27th. Bill Hall is 19th. Gabe Gross is 8th. Ray Durham hit his 15th home run for San Francisco in addition to the 2-run game-winning single in the bottom of the ninth. And Eliezer Alfonso, his 6th home run for the Giants, who pick up a game on the San Diego Padres because the Phillies scored twice in the top of the ninth on a double by Bobby Abreu to win 5-4. Jeff Geary of the Phillies now 6-0. He beat Trevor Hoffman, who falls to 0-6. And Flash Gordon, 22nd save for Philadelphia. Giants pick up a game on San Diego. The Giants pick up a game on the Dodgers. Arizona shuts out L.A. tonight, 8-0 in Arizona. Miguel Batista, the winner, now 9-5. He beat Derek Lowe, falls to 7-7. Sean Green hit his 9th home run for Arizona. Orlando Hudson hit his 9th for the Diamondbacks. Pittsburgh won better than the Rockies tonight, 6-5 in Pittsburgh. Zach Duke, the winner for the Pirates, now 7-8. Florida, a run in the bottom of the second on a home run by Cody Ross, his 5th, and that's all it needed to beat Washington 1-0. A 2-hitter for Anibal Sanchez. The Marlins rookie is now 3-0. Ramon Ortiz gets the loss for Washington, falls to 6-9, and Joe Borowski is 19th save for the Fish. Cincinnati, with 3 in the bottom of the 8th, comes back and beats the Mets. The Reds at one time were down early 4-0. Todd Coffey, the winner, now 5-4. He beats the Mets' Duaner Sanchez, who loses for the first time this year, falls to 5-1, and Eddie Guardado is 4th save for the Reds. The home run for Cincinnati was Richie Aurelia's 12th. So the Reds now a 2-game lead over the Giants in the wild card race in the National League. St. Louis ends the Braves' 7-game winning streak. The Cardinals blow in Atlanta tonight 8-3 behind Chris Carpenter, who's now 9-4. Beats Jason Shield for the Braves 0-1. Brian McCann, a home run in his 5th straight game. He now has 11 this year. Jim Edmonds hit his 14th home run for St. Louis. American League in Oakland, a win at Baltimore 5-1. Barry Zito, the winner, now 10-6. He beat Chris Benson, falls to 9-9. Eric Chavez hit his 15th home run for Oakland. Frank Thomas is 20th, and Milton Bradley hit his 4th for the Oakland Athletics. So the A's, with the win, pick up a game on the Angels. The Angels' 8-game winning streak is over. Cleveland wins at Anaheim 6-4. Paul Bird, the winner, beat John Lackey. Bob Wickman earned the save for the Indians. Aaron Boone, Ben Broussard, homer for the Tribe. Juan Rivera, another home run for the Angels. He's got 14. So in that ball game, the A's over the Angels now in the American League West, a game and a half lead. Texas stays one back of the A's because the Rangers are winner at Toronto 5-4. Mark DeRosa hit a 6th home run for Texas in that ball game. Kevin Millwood, now 10 wins for the Rangers, goes to 10-5. And the loss to Casey Jansen falls to 6-9. Otsuka earned his 20th save for Texas. And Lyle Overbay, a 16th home run for Toronto. I mentioned Mark DeRosa, his 6th home run for Texas. Boston, a 1-0 win at home over Kansas City. All it took was Manny Ramirez's 25th home run in the bottom of the 4th. And they win that ball game 1-0. Josh Beckett, who after the ball game signed a 3-year contract extension with Boston, the winner now 12-5, beat Mark Redmond, falls to 6-5. Jonathan Papelbon, his 29th save. The last time the Red Sox won back-to-back games at Fenway 1-0 was 1916. Some guy by the name of Ruth won one of those games for Boston. Ernie Shore won the other. So every 90 years you'll see that happen at Fenway Park. Seattle helps out Boston, a 3-2 win at New York today. Mark Lowe, Mariners rookie, the winner, beat Randy Johnson, who's not a rookie, falls to 10-8 for the Yankees. J.J. Putz, his 18th save for Seattle. Richie Sexton his 19th home run for the Mariners. So the Red Sox now a game and a half lead over the Yankees. Detroit, a big win tonight, 5-2 at home over the White Sox. The Tigers scored 5 runs in the 6th, capped off by a Craig Monroe grand slam, his 14th home run of the year. Jeremy Bonderman, the winner, 10-4 for the Tigers, beat Javier Vasquez. He falls to 9-5 for the White Sox. Todd Jones, his 25th save for Detroit. Juan Uribe at his 12th home run for the White Sox. Joe Crede, his 19th. And Monroe, that grand slam, his 14th home run, as I mentioned. Minnesota at home beats up on Tampa Bay again 7-2. Brad Radke, the winner, now 8-7 for the Twins. Beat Jay Sow. He falls now to 0-4 since his trade from the Dodgers for the Devil Rays. Greg Norton, his 6th home run for Tampa Bay. Johnny Gomes at his 19th for the D-Rays. Rondell White homers 2-3 for the Twins. So that is a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Right here in 10 innings, it was Salt Lake 7 and Fresno 6. Now, it's time to set the scene for tomorrow, but first we will tell you there was no save tonight, but if you're interested in saving a life, you can contact the Central California Blood Center at 559-224-2900. Again, 559-224-2900. And ask for the nearest Central California Blood Center or mobile site closest to you. Tonight's Carl's Jr. Big League Player of the Game for the Fresno Grizzlies. And we will give that one tonight to Kevin Franzen. He was, despite going 1 for 4, did have a couple of RBIs. RBI single in the 7th inning, a sac fly in the 3rd. So Kevin Franzen, the Grizzlies' second baseman, is tonight's Carl's Jr. Big League Player of the Game. For tonight's for the best charbroiled burgers, the name of the game is Carl's Jr. Now it's time to set the scene for tomorrow. Final game of this 4-game series. The Grizzlies will try and salvage one win in this set. We'll be on the air with the Miller Lite pregame show at 6:45 p.m. and a 7:05 first pitch from Grizzlies Stadium. It is Thirsty Thursday, so fans for the first 5 innings can get 12-ounce beverages, whether it be beer or soft drinks, for just $1. Tomorrow night's pitching matchup for Fresno will feature left-hander Pat Misch. Makes his second start this year with Fresno without a decision, and he'll be opposed by Salt Lake left-hander Jonathan Rowenhorst. 4 wins, 5 losses, with an ERA at 4.56, and he will make just his second start of the season, but his 38th appearance overall. Again, broadcast time for the Miller Lite pregame shows at 6:45 and a 7:05 first pitch. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. I want to thank Stephen Kaiser and everybody at 1550 AM Sporting News Radio for putting this one together, the Fresno Grizzlies front office, and FresnoGrizzlies.com for making this broadcast and webcast possible. Final score again tonight in 10 innings, Salt Lake 7, Fresno 6. Doug Greenwald saying good night from Fresno.